Hello. I think we should be live now. I can never really tell. You'd think I would have gotten used to streaming by now, but it still feels kind of weird. I lay waiting and waiting some more. It should be on now. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hello, Eternal Flame, Joey Boy, Egg. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit worse for wear. I had to delay the Q&A because I got sick last weekend, unfortunately. So, apologies for that. This was supposed to come out last weekend, but yeah, I couldn't really talk for long periods of time. I am much better now, so hopefully my voice shouldn't sound dead. Hello, Strange Bolt, I painted this, Julian, Matty, Space, Gaming, let's go. I suppose I may wait harder. So, can anybody hear me? Well, hope you're feeling better now. Yeah, I am. Definitely, thank you. I'll take that as a sign that you guys can hear me. Hello, everybody. How's your day, Satri? It's good. A little lazier than it should have been, but it is what it is. So yeah. Today it's just gonna be kind of chilling, answering questions. Just complete relaxation. I'm gonna try to open a stream. Oh, goodness. On my phone so I can see. Oh, Big Fella Inc., hello! Thank you for the $10, thank you very much. You didn't want to ask a question, you just sent, sent a little emoji. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you want to ask anything, please go right ahead if you haven't already in the comments. Even if you have. Thank you very much. Looks like someone donated another pizza. Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay. So, yeah, it seems the stream is working, everything's fine. Just today, actually, I received the finished art for the thumbnail of the 11th episode of Would Have Boris Turned Good. So yeah, that one is, that one's pretty insane. So I am excited for you all to see it eventually when it does come. But I will not be teasing it like I did with, like, a previous artwork last stream, because it's full of spoilers. But yeah. How powerful is Human Boros? In the story... See, the thing is, he was supposed to be as strong as Darkshine, but at the time I thought, like, my power scaling differed from what it is now. So, like, I had him beat Rover, even though now I don't think Darkshine could. So, like, the excuse is that early on the armor just kind of let more energy leak than it should have. So he was, like, above Rover level then, but then it got fixed and then he was Darkshine level around that. William Afton versus Child Emperor. Continuing the meme. If you were one of the monsters who became something they were obsessed with, like Rablante, what kind of monster would you be? Depends. We'll get to the questions in the community tab soon, by the way. I just wanna let more people trickle in a little bit, and then we can get going. So, yeah. What am I obsessed with? In terms of foods, octopus, grilled octopus, I love octopus, but I don't know if I'm obsessed enough to monsterize, probably not. I don't eat octopus very often, it's kind of exotic where I'm at. Honestly, I don't know if there's like an obsession big enough for me to monsterize, but I don't know, I like crocodiles, maybe that's something. Absolutely hate how underrated you are. Should be in the millions. Thank you very much. By the way, Ava is also turning 20 years old in June. Who is Ava? Ava. What is the answer? 50 plus 21 minus 31 times 6 divided by 2. Oh my god. I was never good at math, but okay. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 50 plus 21 would be 71, I believe. I'm doing this without a calculator, trying to do it in my head. So 71 minus 31 would be 40, right? Because 1 minus 1 is 0, and then 70 minus 30 is 40. So 40 divided by... no, 40 times 3. 40 times 3... 120, right? I think. It's 120, I think. Is grilled octopus like steak or chicken? No, it's more delicious. Okay, steak can rival it. Steak can rival it, but no. It's not like that. Obsession with One Punch Man, maybe. We're gonna do What If Naruto Was an Open or Naruto. Maybe eventually. AVA stands for Animator versus Animation Series. I'm sorry, I still haven't watched it yet. I promise I will at some point. Or I messed up the order of operations. I did the division first. You know. Actually, oh shit, I did. Never mind. Whatever, I haven't done math in like 2 years, man. I'm bad at it. I'm not ashamed to admit I'm bad at math. Okay, so yeah, Q&A time. I think we've been doing this for a bit, so we can get to the actual Q&A part. In terms of like the questions asked in the actual post. Oh my god! 50-somethings by A Candy Senpai. I don't recognize the currency, but thank you very much, good sir. Or good lady. Congrats, you earned a prize. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yo, hello Eternal Flame, 10 Canadian dollars too. Thank you very much. I came to ask the Toto question. Also hope y'all have a good stream. What is the Toto question specifically? I assume Toto from Jujutsu Kaisen. I would be a person. I would be an iced tea monster. Honestly, that might be true for me too. I like iced tea a lot. Everyone's ready for What If Boros Turned Good Season 24. Everyone donating. Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for the donations. Thank you. I appreciate them. What is the Toto question, Eternal Flame? Or is it gonna be in the stream itself? Oh, it's what kind of woman's your type, right? That's the Toto question. You know, the question in your soul, yeah. The kind that can kick ass. That's my answer. What's your type of woman? That's the Toto question, yeah. Okay. So yeah, we can do this. But yeah, my answer is the type who can kick ass. First question from the post. Social security number reveal. Good start, good start. I don't think that's good to reveal. But by the way, if anybody could like timestamp this afterwards, I would be very grateful. Like the different questions, if anybody wants to get to their question specifically, I would be very grateful if you could. But I don't know. It does seem tedious, so I'm not expecting anybody to do that. But yeah, muscular woman for me. Everybody would have been cooked. Okay. So yeah, social security number reveal. I'm sorry, I don't think I'm gonna do that, Big Fella Inc. Firls Fuzzy asks, sorry if I mispronounce anybody's names. He or she or they ask, first question, obvious question, will there ever be a face reveal? I've been asked this a few times. By the way, I haven't actually looked at the questions, just so you're aware. I have skimmed a couple just like in notifications or when preparing the stream setup and whatnot, but I haven't read any of them, except one that I planted myself. So yeah, we'll get to that one eventually, but yeah. Will there ever be a face reveal? I am not entirely sure. I have joked around in the past and said that I would do one when we reach 1 million. I was at like 2,000 subscribers when I was saying that. It's kind of a joke. But, you know, if we ever do reach 1 million, I probably will do a face reveal, why not? Before that, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't plan to do that at the moment. Number 2, are you interested in getting into voice acting, animation, writing on a professional scale? I would be. It would be very fun. But I am not confident enough that I could in terms of voice acting. Writing, I do want to write a novel someday. That is something that I would very much like to do. But animation, no, I am not good at animation. I cannot draw. My best drawings have been like art class a couple years ago in school, so yeah, not the best drawings for me. Can't really do animation all that well. I would love to be able to, but yeah. Voice acting and writing, maybe. Writing in terms of like a novel, I would very much like to. But voice acting, I don't know, I don't think I'm competent enough for that. What's up, Satori? How are you doing? From chat? Doing good, thank you. Are you gonna do What If Speed of Sound Sonic turned good? Probably not. He already is kind of good. Like, not really a good guy, but like he's on the protagonist side more often than not these days. Okay, then Stefan the Great asks, will Season 2 have as many episodes as Season 1? This is, I assume, for What If Boris Turned Good. And will there be a third season? I mean, right after Season 2, though. Don't draw budget. I assume this means... That's totally a reference to Season 3 of One Punch Man, like the actual show, right? Don't worry, the budget won't drop. I mean, maybe technically, because I am spending quite a bit on Season 2. Like, just the most recent art that I commissioned, the thumbnail for episode 11, is the most expensive piece of art I've commissioned for the series, so it does cost. So maybe Season 3 I'll go a little bit lighter on it, but yeah. Season 2 will have exactly as many episodes as Season 1 by my current plans. They could still change a little bit, but yeah, initially it was supposed to be less episodes than Season 1, like at the very start of the production for Season 2. Then eventually it spiraled into 18 episodes, in terms of like the plan I had. Now I combined some of those smaller episodes into bigger ones, so they will be basically exactly 15 now by the current plan. Because I do have like the names and like the events in each episode like written out in a document and whatnot, so yeah, it's exactly 15 at the moment, same as Season 1. And yes, there will be a Season 3, but it will be much shorter than the other two. It will not be as long. It will be... it'll still be like a proper canon season, but it won't be as long. As big. Don't drop budget equals don't drop the soap. My questions are in YouTube comments under your last video. I can check those too. It'll just be harder to check them because there will be other comments, but I can definitely go check them later as well. The budget won't drop below Season 1 though, for sure. Yeah, Season 1 had like no budget. Pretty sure the only things I commissioned for Season 1 were the thumbnail for the final episode, episode 15, which I think was like around $30, something like that, $25, $30. And then the thumbnail for the remake of episode 2, and the thumbnail for the actual like full series compilation. I don't remember how much those cost, but like the total for that was like, I don't know, probably like $60-$70, like definitely not more than 100. Whereas now it's the season as a whole has gone way past 100. My wallet doesn't like me for this season, by the way, but it's good. You guys have helped a lot. What if Boros turned good as my canon for One Punch Man after its first season by Madhouse? Aw. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I like when people say that, like, they like the series enough. Like, I wouldn't put it as, like, above the original, but I do appreciate it when people like it as much. Okay, Prince Voider asks, oh, first of all, he says, happy 5-year celebration, thank you very much. Sorry. Question, do you have any other ideas for stories you may want to make outside of War of Boros Turned Good? There are a few, mostly for other series though, not One Punch Man, because One Punch Man is really weird in the sense that everything happens in the span of like 2 months, and half the series is one big arc that happens over the course of a few days, so you can't really expand all that much on the series. Like, single part what ifs, there are plenty ideas that I can do for that, and I have done a few, but in terms of like long spanning series, it's really hard to make what ifs for One Punch Man because of that, because you'll notice with What If Boros Turned Good, we got past the canon storyline literally episode 3. Like, episode 4 onward is my fanfiction, kind of, like, you know, original arcs and whatnot. Whereas, like, the original, like, anime and like the manga just kind of ends on episode 3, you know? So like that's kind of the issue, you kind of just have to make your own stuff up. And originally the plan was for What If Boros Turned Good to be around 5 episodes, like at the very start when I started making it. Because it was gonna be the big 5-way showdown, then I wasn't gonna have Platinum S escape, I wasn't gonna have all these other plot lines, and it was just gonna be like, okay, Boros meets the other heroes, Boros fights Cosmic Garo eventually, like he loses, Saitama comes in, saves the day, and then the series kind of ends. Like that was gonna be kind of what happens, but obviously now it spiraled way elsewhere. And then the second question, how do you feel the series has influenced your writing process over time? Oh, a lot, because it's basically my first ever true, like, full-length written story. Like, the full, like, document where this whole story is written is like 200,000 words right now, I think. Like, at least close to it, because I haven't checked in a while, actually. It might be a little less, it might be more. But, like, that's, like, the length of novels. That's more than most novels. So, yeah, it definitely did influence me a lot, and I started it, like, years ago by this point. Like, back then I hadn't written any story like this. So it basically has just shaped everything in my writing style, because that's, like, the most experience I have in writing. But yeah, how it has influenced over time, that's a little harder to pinpoint. I do think I've gotten better at describing events, writing characters, and whatnot, but, you know, I hope I have. But how exactly it's changed, it's kind of harder to say. Then Stefan the Great again asks, is there anything that is 10 on your scale of disasters? You showed a few in your videos about One Punch Man World versus question marks. Also, yet again, happy channel birthday. Thank you very much. So this is in reference to the One Punch Man, like, Apocalypse series I did a while ago, and I might still do more as well. Basically, it is where just, like, various apocalypses happen in One Punch Man. Like, the zombie apocalypse, like your stereotypical World War Z zombie apocalypse, if it happened in One Punch Man, I put it as like a 2, I think, or a 2.5, maybe 3 at most, because it would just get dealt with immediately. Then The Quiet Place was, I think, a 4, just because, like, the immediate disaster would be pretty big, but they would be dealt with very quickly as well. The When Day Breaks from SCP, that was like 9.5, because that is just insane. That one is honestly the worst fictional apocalypse I know in terms of like how scary it is and how difficult it is to deal with. I could maybe do like Iron Lung and then just everybody vanishes that isn't in space and then like, they die. Or they get turned into blood oceans and whatnot. Like, Iron Lung, the game, and the new Markiplier movie. That is... Maybe I have considered doing that. Like, that would probably be a 10 if everybody just automatically dies in the Quiet Rapture. Well, like, there aren't that many fictional apocalypses I'm aware of that really hit that kind of height. Okay, let's go back to chat a little bit. I don't want to ignore you guys as well, so, yeah. Do you think Metalbat is a Saiyan? Does he get Zenkai boosts? He does. Oh, he does get Zenkai boosts. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Definitely not. But yeah, I get the joke. Are you gonna do what if Riorun was in One Punch Man? Sorry, messed up her name. That could maybe be fun. The animation by Animat about Frieren versus Tatsumaki is funny. But I'm not too sure what I would really do with her. Like, maybe a one-off video, it could be. I didn't think it would be a full series, though. It's closer to Metalbat having Ultra Ego, not really Zenkai's. Yeah, exactly. How strong would you be in One Punch Man, in your honest opinion? See, there are series where, by the way, there is gonna be a video upcoming, like, late next month or early the month after that, where it will be sort of an isekai roulette video, where, like, what if we were transported to anime worlds, like, how could we survive best, or, like, conquer them the best? One Punch Man is gonna be on there. Certain series, like Dragon Ball, it's very easy to get absolutely overpowered, right? One Punch Man doesn't really have that. I would probably be a regular human that dies in, like, 5 minutes. Like, that would probably be the case. My potential probably wouldn't be high enough to be S-Class, because S-Class are considered, like, freaks of nature, like monsters, basically, among the humans. So, I don't think I could reach S-Class level, maybe A-Class. Maybe. We're gonna do what ifs for Record of Ragnarok. I would love to, but it's a series that's mostly one-on-one matchups, so that would be a little hard, probably. What if Boris turned good as canon? Platinum S would turn into Rhodium after absorbing Metal Bat, which gets Zenkai boost after a bunch of children. What? I don't really get that one. I don't really get that one. Obviously the series changed. Yeah. Have you watched the Iron Lung movie? Yeah, I have. I have watched the movie. I liked it a lot. I do think it's a good movie. I enjoyed myself. Is Metal that a Saiyan? Satri, I don't know, maybe. Bro is not paying attention. I'm a Moomin Rider victim in One Punch Man. Dude, Moomin Rider is actually goated though. He defeated a monster that tanked gunshots and put holes in the concrete, like, in one of the audiobooks. So, like, Moomin Rider is no joke. Like, by real-life standards, he'd be superhuman borderline. Best case, you would need to eat a monster cell and hope to God you're able to handle it. Yeah, but then I'd get slaughtered by the heroes, so... yeah. I was making a joke about what if Worse and Good being totally logical and not a fanfic at all. Yeah. It definitely is a fanfic, for sure. Will you do what if for Dragon Ball? Perhaps. I would like to. I have wanted to do a few. Like, I have wanted to do what if Boros was in Dragon Ball and all that. Like, not a power scaling, but like a what if. Like, what if he properly existed in Dragon Ball? I did do the script for that, for the first part, but I ended up kind of dropping it because it just didn't really feel right. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do it again someday. Okay, then Stefan the Great again asks, we're getting back to the post. What are you planning after What If Boros Turned Good? I don't have anything planned right now because What If Boros Turned Good ending is still pretty far away. Like, it's not going to come to an end quickly with the pace I'm going at, which is my bad, but yeah, it still has a ways to go, so I don't really have a plan for what happens next. I'll just continue the channel, and then maybe eventually there will be another big series. Hamster RLL asks the first question, who are some of your favorite characters in all of anime out of the countless ones you've watched? I have like the big four sort of, like sorted out. Like my top 4 favorites, or at least top 3. Like the top 3 are mostly the same. They just kind of interchange between each other. It is Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, specifically the manga, Hades from Record of Ragnarok, and Pain from Naruto. And then some others. I'll probably do a whole video about like my favorite characters at some point, but some others that are really high up there are Koro Sensei, Boros of course, Kisame, or Kisame. Dude, why did I say Kisame? What? It's Kisame from Naruto. Kakashi from Naruto as well, I really like. Meruem, Killua from Hunter x Hunter. Netero from Hunter x Hunter as well. There's a lot of good characters, like, there's tons, like Deku from MHA, like, yeah, that's kind of controversial, but bite me, I like Deku. Shigaraki as well. Like, there's just tons. Like, it has to be a whole video. Because I've seen, like, Naruto, Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, Dragon Ball, like, just tons of animes. One Punch Man, obviously, just a lot. 2. What inspired the idea to create a Boros fanfiction with a whole different story, different outcomes, and an insane amount of work put into it? Honestly, it was a, like, spur-of-the-moment thing. I was just kind of like, I like Boros. I just want to talk about Boros. And I thought it would be cool if he turned good. Like I said before, originally the series was supposed to only have 5 episodes. Or, like, around that, right? Like, I hadn't planned, like, exactly 5, but I estimated it would be around 5. But yeah. In terms of, like, the inspiration for it, it just kind of, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to do it. Like, there wasn't really anything that inspired it. It was episode 3 that really, like, shot it upwards, because I loved making episodes 2, episode 1 as well, but episodes 2 and 3 specifically, I absolutely adored making, and it was some of the most fun I've ever had on YouTube to this day. And from there, I just started making moves, like King getting the credit, then, you know, Boros still, like, needing to conceal himself with episode 4. Like, the episode 4 was what established that the series would keep going. Platinum S surviving was absolutely just spur of the moment. I was like, okay, it would be a shame to have him die here. Like, maybe let's keep him. Let's see if there's anything that I can do with him later. And oh boy, was there. You know, like, I don't know, episode 3 was the one where it's like, the 5-way battle royale. Like, yeah, this has potential, man. Like, that was like, yep, this needs to be something bigger than that original vision. And then episode 4 sets some of the groundwork. Episode 5, you know, then like the slower burn begins. So, like, yeah, I really like how it turned out. It just kind of spiraled from there. Then 3, top 3 favorite videos you've uploaded on your channel excluding the What If. This one's hard. This one is very hard to pick out. Sorry about that. I need a tier list format for that. Like, I need to do a video tier list at some point, like a stream for that. Like, that can probably be a stream at some point. I think that would be the best way to approach it. Off the top of my head, I really like Orochi vs. Sage Centipede because it's just hilarious. Sage Centipede diss track on that note, I do think that's very funny to this day. I do like Freerun, like a lot of the stuff with Freerun, not the most recent, but like Freerun versus Harry Potter and Minecraft, just because I think those are like just plain good fun. Like what YouTube was kind of made for is just having fun. Then, what other videos were like some of the best ones? Let me scroll through my channel real quick. Boros vs. Orochi, one of the more recent ones. I like that one a lot. How it turned out with Yasin. Deku and One Punch Man I like a lot. Platinum S vs. Orochi. Like, there's a lot. Like, I can do a whole tier list about this one. So I'll get back to this one later at some point. Like, with a whole tier list of videos. Okay, let's get back to chat real quick. What do you mean it's super easy to get powerful in DBS? In DBZ? Honestly, I think you put in, like, a bit of work at the start, and then after that you can grow so fast. Like, it is a rough start. You need to survive long enough, but once you do, you can get that ball rolling. That snowball effect is absolutely ridiculous there. Again, we'll be doing a video on a topic. On, like, multiple anime series, so I can disclose my big plan there. Omelet or pancakes? Pancakes. I like pancakes a little more. What if Raditz was in One Punch Man? Yeah, what if the Saiyans were in One Punch Man? Was done by Saitama World recently, so I'd suggest checking that out. It was pretty fun. Raditz in One Punch Man? Story-wise, he would just come and then eventually die, probably. But, like, power scaling-wise, it's more interesting to talk about. Like, who exactly he would die to. Satoru question, when you started your channel, what were you expecting for your channel's direction? Honestly, I'd be lying if I remembered. If I said I remember. Because I kind of don't remember exactly. But one thing is, like, I had wanted to start a channel for a long time. Like, ever since I was a little kid. And back, like, originally, like, way back, I wanted it to be a Minecraft channel. And, like, just, I'm not sure what exactly I would have done. But it would have been a Minecraft channel. Then later in life, I became more interested in anime, and then it sort of went from there. At one point, there was a really cringy time in my life, and I still regret doing that because I put it on one of the better videos on my channel. By the way, going back to that question for some of my favorite videos on the channel, what if Naruto became Hokage after Pain's assault, and what if Kushina became Hokage, or what if Kushina survived? Those are some of my favorite videos to this day. I really like them. They're charming, you know, they're the old Satori, early days of Satori. And I do think they actually do have some good moments in them, so those would definitely be among the favorite videos. But yeah, so those kinds of series, like when I was making that series, in one episode specifically, I started like begging people to subscribe because I was in like a really cringy spot in my life where I didn't want to study. I wanted to just become a full-blown YouTuber right off the bat, right? Like when I had like 500 subscribers. And then basically I just started begging for subscribers on one of the videos, and I still regret that to this day. Like it's something like you cringe about at like 3 a.m. Because I was cringe in general back when I first started the channel. I am cringe now, but like back then I was super omega cringe. So yeah, that's kind of one of the bigger regrets. At one point I kind of wanted this to be like, you know, my full-time job and whatnot. Now it's gone back to that point where like it can't really be a full-time job, like regardless of how well I do, because it's just not stable enough for that kind of thing. And I don't really want it to be a full-time job because I still want to have fun, have it be a hobby. You know, like I don't want the magic to go away, because right now for me it hasn't gone away. I still view this as like mostly a hobby, right? Like it's still something I do on the side. and it's helped me get through a lot of times, so I do still want to keep it from just becoming a job. So yeah, that's kind of like how my outlook has changed over the years. But initially I didn't really have any sort of like real big expectation and whatnot. Imagine an alternate universe where you pick Psychos and Orochi to survive instead of Platinum S. That would have been crazy. Yeah, that could have been fun too. That could have been fun as well. We might do what ifs for the what if. Eventually. Why do you call Boros a Cyclops when he has 2 eyes? I just need more, like, synonyms for Boros, basically. Because you'll notice in the stories, I don't like to call the characters by name multiple times in a row. Like, Boros punched Garo, and then Boros jumped after him, but Garo punched Boros back. Like, I don't want to use the name multiple times in succession. I want to keep, like, differentiating it, so I just say, the alien, you know, the Cyclops. I need more names to call him, right? So that it doesn't just, like, the name doesn't get spammed. What if General Grievous hunted a swordsman? I'm not too familiar with Star Wars, unfortunately, so I can't really say that much. Minecraft channel? Should we make a joke with the fate of Minecraft YouTubers? Nah, please don't. Dan TDM is fine. Dan TDM is good. He lasted the test of time. Popular MMO sadly didn't last as well, which I'm sad about because he was like the OG inspiration for me even getting a channel. Like, without popular MMOs, I might not have had a channel to begin with. But if Hisoka was in the Chimera Ant arc, dude, he would have been so excited to fight the Royals. But I don't think he would have charged in. Like, he's not that kind of guy. Like, he's smarter than that. He's not a Saiyan. But he would have been so excited for it, I feel. Unless it was like, they're too wild. Like, that could also be it. Like, they just don't excite him in that way. Royal Rhodium Psychos. Perhaps. Dude, if Psychos was the main villain right now. MMOs low-key made a comeback. Yeah, that is true. That is true. You love to see it. Hisoka would try to box UP 1v1. Possibly. Actually, probably. Yeah, going back to the posts. Let's see. Pakistani's Edits says, Happy 5 years, legend. Thank you very much. Question, what do you have in store for your upcoming videos besides the next part of What If Boros Turned Good? So, right now, I'm going for a more bi-weekly sort of schedule, so it won't be like videos every week. I know it hasn't been for a little bit, but from next weekend onward, it should be videos every other week, and they'll be less edited, more like discussion videos with other people, so that I can sort of work on What If Boros Turned Good more in the background without needing to grind out videos constantly. So right now, the next video that I have planned is with Saitama World, actually. And it is a remake of an old video that I did, actually, ranking the S-Class heroes by how heroic they are. We've already done the recording, and I think it's really fun. It's gonna be a longer discussion. And I do this remake because I don't think that video turned out very well. It was kind of off the cuff, so this time we did a much better job of it, I feel. And after that is gonna be kind of an Avengers Assemble type of video with multiple YouTubers. So I'm excited for that one. It's also gonna be a discussion, not like power scaling, but like more so just kind of geeking out about One Punch Man. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Then Dragon Fist asks, okay, he says, or she says, they say, Happy 5-year celebration, Satori, thank you very much. One, could a potential monster like Beefcake turn good in a scenario of sorts, similar to Boros? I think it's possible, like, Saitama just not one-punching him might have led to that outcome, because that guy was, like, kind of sorry about what he did, right? Like, okay, he wasn't sorry about destroying the city, but he was, like, sorry about his brother, and, like, what's the point of being the strongest if there's nothing left, you know, like, all that kind of stuff. So, like, if Saitama just, like, threw him out of the city and then just had a conversation, like, you know, maybe he would have resigned himself to do hero work, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of a far-stretched scenario, but I don't think it's out of the question. It has to be a certain type of monster, like, Beefcake's kind of, like, empty, he just wanted strength and nothing more, and then he just kind of didn't care about the destruction, so, like, maybe you could still reach him, but, like, somebody like, you know, Vomited, Fear Ugly, or why did I say Vomited? Just Fear Ugly in general, or Royal Ripper, like, those guys never, but, you know, certain monsters, maybe. 2, would you consider making a collab vid with Eternal Flame, Yasin, and you? I would, definitely. That would be fun. That would be fun. For sure. And 3, Valentine's related, but thoughts on Saitama and Tatsumaki as a ship, oh god. I don't really ship anyone in One Punch Man in general. Like, there are series where, like, I kind of have, like, characters I kind of ship, but I'm not really generally into that all that much. So, like, One Punch Man isn't really one of those series, so I don't really have an opinion on the ships, but I don't know, I don't think it's a good direction to go in. Like, I don't know. Have you read the latest One Punch Man chapters? Going back to chat for a little bit. I have most of them, just not the most recent one. I haven't read the most recent one yet. Does your avatar have any lore? L in the Akatsuki robe, the old one, I just kind of needed someone to represent me, and at the time, I was kind of a little bit like L, because I was sleep deprived and I had bags under my eyes and everything, so like I kind of just said, okay, L in an Akatsuki robe, let's go, I edited it together, like this little thing. There's not really any lore. The new avatar as well, I just kind of said, okay, L in the Akatsuki robe is fun, but like, it has no expressions other than just this deadpan, like, oh, you know, like that sort of expression, so, yeah, I don't know. Neither one of them really has lore per se, but, you know, maybe if I eventually do make What If Satoru was in One Punch Man or something like that, then maybe he will have lore. We'll see. We're planning on doing multiple collabs with Saitama World. We actually have. We've done 2 on his channel and 1 on mine. Well, on mine it will be coming soon. It's not uploaded yet, but it will be. On his, we've done the most recent video on his channel, where I featured as one of the features alongside Yasin, where it's like, what if One Punch Man characters had domains from Jujutsu Kaisen? And then we also did ranking monsterization reasons for like the monsters, like how valid they were to monsterize. So we've done a few, and we definitely hope to do more in the future, because it's very fun all the time. Every time it's fun. Satoru X Boros' best ship? Probably. Possibly. I am down, yeah, Eternal Flame. We have to get you on at some point as well, because we haven't actually done anything together in a while. With Human Orochi, do you believe he was also bored with his life how Saitama and Boros were before Psychos found him? I don't think that was ever really implied. Like, if I remember right, it has been a while since I reread the One Punch Man manga in full. But if I remember right, it was like Psychos like saw this like violent potential in him, like these violent urges and tendencies that he had that made him a suitable candidate to be a monster. So we actually do think that it probably wasn't boredom, it was just like this craving for violence that really made him eligible to be a monster candidate. What is your favorite anime character? Be honest. It's between Pain from Naruto, Hades from Record of Ragnarok, and Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, specifically the manga. It's always those three in the top three, and they kind of shift around. Right now, I might say Hades from Record of Ragnarok. I think, because, like, his anime just came out, like, his anime, like, you know, the most prominent scenes with him. So, I think recency bias puts him at the top at the moment. Satri, why are you against the idea of making a video with the title and thumbnail of a What If Boros Turned Good trailer, but with the contents of Boros X Tatsumaki fanfic? I did the reverse, and that was funny because I didn't actually do Boros X Tatsumaki, but I'm definitely not doing that one. Why am I against the idea? Because it's cursed. Bet I'm gonna think on something as a collab, because I'm out of ideas right now. Yeah, we can think of something for sure. Still crazy to me that the ship of Tatsumaki and Boros was probably a non-existent ship until you made your What If Boros Turned Good and that ship was reborn. Jeez. I don't think it exists outside of like a very select portion of my fan base. Or maybe it does, I don't know. Satri, when Boros invades, I'm your biggest fan who will give me an autograph. Pretty much. What's the most random character you like in One Punch Man? The most random. Showerhead, because he's hilarious. Like the concept, like a walking shower. The guy that got hit by a car is pretty fun. We had a whole meme about that, and like he became the benchmark for the tier list I did on favorite One Punch Man characters. The most random. Honestly, at this point, like, I'm so deeply invested into One Punch Man that, like, something like Black S, for example, that to normal fans probably isn't really all that much of a deal, or, like, just to, like, more casual viewers and readers, that might feel random as, like, one of the favorite characters? I don't know, but, like, for me, like, even any cadre feels like it wouldn't be random. Like, it feels like I have to pull someone out of the complete background to put in, like, one of the favorites. So, maybe One-Shotter, because he exposed Sage Centipede for the fraud he is. What if Baby Goku was sent to Naruto world? Maybe, but I don't really plan on doing what-ifs like that for the time being. Like, more crossover what-ifs between series that I don't really talk about. I might do One Punch Man and Dragon Ball crossovers or something along the lines, but that one would probably have to wait until I've branched out more. Hello, Satori, sorry I'm late. That's fine, no worries. Could sight him up before breaking the limit or survive Iron Lung. If it's, like, in the sub, like, I think he could, like, figure out, like, how to take the photos and whatnot. Obviously he could. The monsters, he could probably fight them off, but, like, where does he go from there? Like, his sub implodes and then he's just stuck at the bottom of a blood ocean. And even if he manages to, like, swim above it, there is still no air on that moon. Like, he still just kind of dies. And if it's, like, the Quiet Rapture itself, then he's just dead. Like, the Quiet Rapture just deletes him from existence. After the limiter, like, when he can defy a lot of, like, laws and whatnot, a lot of traditional tropes, or, like, traditional laws of physics that should apply to him, but don't. Like, he could breathe in space then, or he wouldn't need to breathe in space, so, like, he can survive the Blood Moon, no problem. The Rapture itself is still kind of unclear what the exact origin of it is, but it's kind of implied that it was, like, this, like, almost higher dimensional entity, like, looking into our world that just, like, unintentionally caused the Quiet Rapture, basically. So, like, if that's the case, even Saitama might not make it, I don't know. Combo Infinity my goat, aside from Lord Boros, of course. Combo Infinity is pretty cool. Is Platinum S gonna turn into Cosmic S in the future? You mean, like, for the what if? I don't know. I will say, to one specific person, on YouTube, in YouTube comments, I have revealed the answer, but I don't know if I should say it here or not. Hello, Coach Steele. How many episodes do you think left for What If Boris Turned Good to end? It'll have like season 2 specifically, will have exactly 15 episodes, same as season 1. At least like the current plan is for that to be the case. And then, in general, I don't really have a plan for the exact episode count for season 3 yet. Okay, let's get back to the post. So, BTHN asks Armored Boros versus Sairochi, who wins? Armored Boros is weird to scale because we just don't really know that much about him. He did survive an absent-minded punch from Saitama. It was with intent to kill, but, like, Saitama puts varying efforts into his punches. Like, they're not all the same strength. So, it is a little difficult, but if you want to take, like, the bonus chapter with the aliens that were about to destroy the Earth, or at the very least wreck the Earth, because, like, they maintain distance from the Earth, like, far away from the Earth. So, at the very least, it was gonna be, like, a planet-level explosion or something like that. Or, like, it was gonna, like, at least wreck the Earth. And if you think Armored Boros would scale above those aliens' weapons, which he probably should, then I could see an argument for Armored Boros, but to be safe, I would say Sairochi. Like, I don't really think there is enough evidence for Armored Boros alone to beat her. Then Coolbean asks, will you make a Warhammer video, Tyranids versus S-Class? I have been asked in the past, and actually, like, the biggest donation, like, that was made in the entire, like, history of the channel. The guy who made it, Kryptonite Gamer, asked for a Warhammer video. But the thing is, I just don't know anything about Warhammer. I would have to, like, try to include someone else in the video who knows stuff about Warhammer, but, like, even when I tried to look up videos power scaling Warhammer and whatnot, I just couldn't find that much, so I'm not too sure. But it's not in the plans right now. Like, I do feel a debt to make that video to Kryptonite Gamer, but I just don't know anything about it. And I know it has, like, massive lore, so if I want to cover it with any degree of competency, it's very rough to do. Then Space asks, question 1, is there any other series you're interested in doing what ifs for? I would absolutely love to do what ifs for Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, for Dragon Ball, for Tokyo Ghoul even. Like, I would like to do very many what ifs, like, even more random stuff, like Transformers Prime, or like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012, or like Dragon's Race to the Edge, like How to Train Your Dragon. I would love to do what ifs for series I like, but I'm not sure if I'll ever end up doing them or not. We'll see. Question 3, are you gonna do Can This Universe Stop This Threat with other series, not just One Punch Man? Right now it's not in the plans, but it may be eventually. It's just that One Punch Man is kind of my main thing, so it makes the most sense to do it with One Punch Man. So for now I'll probably keep it to One Punch Man. I need to branch out more into other anime and series before I do that kind of video. Then Dabish Ghanem, I am so sorry for butchering your name, asks, what is the future of the channel? What should we expect? Honestly, not much different for now. Maybe eventually I'll do more branching out and like different kinds of videos, but for the time being, it's mostly focusing on What If Boris Turned Good in the background, and just like discussions, power scaling, One Punch Man related stuff in the meantime. So for now, that's kind of like the basics of that. I don't really know how to answer fully, because there's not really a specific concrete plan. Just kind of, we'll roll with the flow, see where this goes. Then 2, will you stick to One Punch Man mainly content or switch to other mangas? I definitely want to branch out more. I definitely do want to make videos on many other series. But for now, it's mainly still gonna be One Punch Man. But I definitely am looking to do more videos in the future on other series. Yo, Kryptonic Gamer, hello. What's up? Yeah, going back to chat for a little bit now. Do you like Bleach? I do like Bleach. It's not like my favorite manga, but I do like it. I have read all of Bleach from back to back, the manga specifically. And I have watched the first 2 choirs of the anime 1000 Year Blood War. I've already looked through all the comments on what if wars turned good once. Time to do it again to find that statement. Okay, Marcus. Do your thing. Will the series end in like 3 years? Or it might need more. I hope it's over by that point, because as much as I like the series, I don't want it to drag on for too long. So, I do hope that in 3 years' time I can have it finished. Have you thought about doing a video about the differences in power scaling between the manga and webcomic, or videos involving the webcomic? At some point I might, but I haven't read the webcomic fully from back to back yet, so I would need to do that first. Also, I know someone else is gonna do a webcomic video at some point. I don't know if it's the near future, but they are gonna do a video on that eventually. So I'll leave it to them for now. I'm saying them because I don't know if they want me to spoil it or not, but yeah. MHA Heroes versus Monster Association. Probably the Monster Association, but the MHA Heroes put up a better fight than most people would expect, I think. I think they do actually make it very far. Like, if you include, like, everybody, like, Prime Deku, Prime All Might, Endeavor, you know, Hawks, all of them, then I do think they make it pretty far. I miss the Naruto what-ifs, honestly. So do I! I wish I could continue them, and I might at some point in an audio-only format, but for now it's just kind of not in the cards. Did he skip question 2? Oh, wait, oh shoot, I did skip question 2, Space, sorry. Sorry about that. Going back to the post, yeah, I did actually skip that. Would you ever do a One Punch Man rewrite or a One Punch Man rewrite or a rewrite for any other series? I might at some point. I do want to do a rewrite for One Punch Man, like Monster Association arc. Just like how, in retrospect, how I would try to handle it, but I don't know, it's still kind of a ways away, I feel. It's not there yet. I'm not at that point where I want to do it yet. Okay, have you read Verses by One? I have read part of it, but at one point I had to stop because of IRL reasons, and I didn't pick it back up, and Yesin is mad at me for it, so I need to pick it back up. I like it a lot. I like it a lot where I left off, so I definitely need to pick it up again. Did you hear about the new Spinosaurus species? It's got an awesome head crest. I have seen it floating around, but I haven't investigated fully yet, so I definitely will at some point soon. Because I do like Spinosaurus. Spino is my favorite dino. Do you have a job outside of YouTube? I don't have like a job, but I do attend university. Do you think Saitama can copy martial arts like Garo? Garo does say that Saitama's copying his moves in the Cosmic fight, but it's pretty clear that it's probably just like amateur versions. Like, he's not actually a master martial artist. You'd never see him fighting like that. I don't think he's really meant to be that kind of thing. What did I miss? Lots of questions. Iron Lung video? Maybe. I do like Iron Lung a lot. What games do you like to play? Games I like right now, From time to time Minecraft, but it's really fallen off for me in terms of like just how much I like to play it. Subnautica is probably my favorite game of all time. There is Sons of the Forest I enjoyed playing with a friend. We need to finish that, but we've been on hiatus for a while. Path of Titans is pretty fun. Sparking Zero as well from time to time. Then, in terms of PC games, what other games do I have? Hogwarts Legacy. That one I like a lot. I haven't finished it yet either. Lots of games that I haven't yet finished, but I am going through it slowly and I am liking it. Then, there's this one really old childhood game, Astro Avenger 2, which I love because it's so nostalgic. Yeah, Yassine, better pick up verses again or else. Yassine's been waiting for that one. Hello. Happy 5th anniversary, thank you very much. Okay, let's get back to the post. Because there are many questions to go through. I don't know how many of them we've gone through so far, but there are a lot. So the third question by Dabish is, again, sorry for butchering the name. What's your favorite song? This one is hard because there are so many songs that I like. I do love nerdcore in general, and what nerdcore is basically like raps and songs about characters and games and video games and like movies and stuff, and about anime as well. Like, it might be cringe at first sight, but then you listen to some of that stuff and it's absolute fire. So, as a genre, that's probably my favorite right now. Favorite song, just in general? It's impossible to pick just one, but like some of my favorites are gonna be... a longtime classic has been Wrong Side of Heaven. That one I really like. Dude, I'm not even gonna attempt to pick out a favorite song from Nerdcore, because there are so many good ones. Crown of Flames by Daddy Fat Snaps, maybe. Yeah, funny name, but like, listen to that song, dude. Just give it a listen. And holy... there's a lot. There's like so many. Sava as well. It's like an acronym by Hollywood Undead. That one's a classic. There's many, man. It would be so hard to name. I've got like... My Spotify playlist is... Hold on. I can literally tell you right now. I'm gonna look at my phone and tell you how many songs I've got on there. 802 songs at the moment. And that's just Spotify. Not even including YouTube. Like, damn. There's literally probably like 50 songs that in contention for #1, honestly. Then, Blue Flare asks, what future videos or projects do you have planned after What If Boris Turned Good, and what will replace the What if you replace it? I'm gonna say it right now, nothing can really replace the What If after it's concluded, because the amount of money I've put into it, the amount of passion I've put into it, I don't want to repeat that for a while, okay? Because it's, It's tough, okay? It makes me nervous to do it, because I love it. I love it a lot, but it also, at this point, has such a following, and it so much has been invested into it that I'm nervous every time I post an episode. So, and my wallet is killing me because the series is expensive right now. So, like all the artwork and even the animations right now, so... There's not gonna be a replacement in a long time, right? But eventually there's probably gonna be like some other big what ifs that I do. It's just not gonna be as big as What If Boris Turned Good, at least for a few years. I'm gonna need time to recover. Then Tyler Dang says, happy 5 years, thank you very much. What makes you want to do mostly One Punch Man? After all, your PFP was Ellen Nakatsuki uniform. Also, how do you come up with the video ideas? Video ideas is just mostly like, just kind of random stuff that just hits me. Like, I usually don't really think of video ideas, they just kind of happen. Like, sometimes I will just sit down and think of ideas and write a bunch of them down. But oftentimes, like, my favorite videos are ones that I just think of on the spot, kind of. Now, for what mostly makes me do One Punch Man, in part, it's What If Boros Turned Good, because that series really blew up, at the time especially. And I love it for it, because, you know, I loved making it, so I loved it when it was actually gaining attention and people were seeing it. In general, just like my Naruto videos compared to my One Punch Man videos that I was doing at around the same time, One Punch Man was just really much more popular. And in general, I like One Punch Man a lot, obviously, but it's also, you do have to consider that, like, on a YouTube channel, the popularity does also contribute to it, so it is just kind of, you know, a part of that is because One Punch Man was just the one that people were more interested in seeing, that eventually I just switched to it completely. And I don't mind, because I do love One Punch Man. I do like talking about it a lot. Who do you think is better in martial arts skill, Goku or Garo? Like, outwardly, it's Garo, 100%, but in terms of, like, the lore of it, it might be Goku. But, like, in terms of, like, what we see them pull off with sheer skill, in terms of hand-to-hand combat, I would say Garo, personally. Like, he's just much more outwardly martial arty. Because with Dragon Ball, it's a lot of, like, statements and whatnot, but, like, the showings just aren't really as good for, like, the skill aspect of it. I don't know. It just depends. At the same time, you could argue Goku, like, overcame time skip with predictions, so, like, maybe he's just ridiculously skilled. And I'm not denying that he is ridiculously skilled, but it's, like, it seems to me outwardly that Garo would be more skilled. Then Phantom Ruby says, Happy 5-year celebration, thank you very much. First question, how do you feel about the One Punch Man webcomic compared to the manga? I like it better in a lot of aspects. I do like the manga a lot, and I do think it does many things better. But at the same time, the webcomic just also does have a much better story at points in my eyes, so I do prefer the webcomic at some points, like the whole Garo vs. Saitama segment, and just the whole late Garo segment in general after he beats Golden S in the webcomic, Platinum S in the manga. Like, that's just one example. I do like them both a lot, though. And then the second question, do you have hope for One Punch Man Choir 3? I wish I did, but at this point I can't say I do. I cannot say I do. Then third question, what made you get into making videos? I actually did answer this one before. Originally, way back when I was a little kid, it was popular MMOs that really inspired, like, me to want to become a YouTuber at first, and then it just kind of went from there. I was seeing, like, Swag Kage at the programmer making these anime videos. I was getting into anime a lot more at the time, and then it just sort of happened that I just kind of wanted to make videos about anime then. Okay, then Blackout Studios. Hi Satori, Mr. Blackout here. Are you still up for a What If Garo Turned Good? I assume this is like, what if Garo was good from the start, or something like that? I do think it would be fun. I have thought about it before, so I do think I'll do that one eventually. Would you have time to make one eventually, and also where do you see yourself a year from now? Yeah, I definitely will make it eventually, at some point. Like, what if Garo was good from the start? Where do I see myself a year from now? That's kind of difficult to answer, because I don't really like predicting the future. Hopefully, you know, I've progressed in real life and YouTube. Hopefully, I've done more things, so, yeah. I don't know, it's really hard to speculate on that one. I don't know. I honestly don't really know, because, you know, anything can happen in life. And I can't wait to see the new episode of What If Boros Turned Good. It really had me on the edge of my bed. Yeah, I am excited to see the excitement. I am sorry for the terrible wait. I know it's been long, but it is chugging along. Just today I received a finished artwork for the thumbnail for episode 11, and it goes crazy. I'm not gonna show it here, because it's very spoilery for earlier episodes and whatnot, but like, yeah, it is chugging along. Then A Ghost Most Grim asks, how do you balance YouTube and college? I'm going to college in the fall and kind of want to get into YouTube, but it seems like a time suck that would make college really difficult. Yeah, in terms of like, I go to university, not college, but it's pretty much the same thing. Honestly, now it's a bit easier because compared to something like school, college, or university, just gives a much more, like, free schedule, so to speak. So, like, a lot more work is done by you individually, not in classes, at least in my case. So that does help a lot because I can manage my own time. I don't have to be, like, all the time, strictly speaking, every single day in the same spot, like, from this hour to this hour. Like, there are lectures and seminars and whatnot, but I don't have to be there as much and as often, right? Like, there just aren't as many of them. A lot of the work is individual. So that gives me a much bigger, like, advantage than something like school did. But even now, you'll see, like, for example, last month, January, I barely posted anything, and that's because my exams were happening in January. So, you know, when things like that happen, like, sometimes you do just kind of have to shove YouTube under the rug a little bit to sort of make time for university, or school, or college, you know, or work. Like, it applies to pretty much all of them. But yeah, like, it kind of just does have to come in waves at some points. Like, whenever university becomes more intense, like, the YouTube video upload schedule dies down. Whenever it becomes less intense, it goes up, like, so, sort of like that. I don't really have advice on how to do it, because, again, it just kind of... It is hard to balance, for sure. Like, I'm not saying it isn't, but if you do want to get into YouTube, and you do have some time to spare to it, I would definitely suggest doing so, because YouTube is just a lot of fun. Okay, let's see the chat for a little bit. Popular MMOs mentioned W. Yeah. Too tired to continue watching. It's 1 a.m. my time. Sorry and good night. No worries. Blue Flare, good night. Have a good rest. Glad he's getting his life together. Yeah, I do love to see it. Do you think Orochi should have put up a better fight, and did I spell Orochi wrong? You did. It's supposed to be O at the start, not A. But I don't really see a problem with how he was handled against Saitama specifically, because it's Saitama. But I do wish he did put up more of a, like, I do wish it was a mix between the redraw version and the post-redraw version. So, like, the pre-redraw, post-redraw. So that he does fight Saitama properly and then do the Gaia Cannon and then die, instead of just being, like, just Gaia Cannon and then he falls. Sorry. Dude, I've been talking for a while. There's still so many questions to get through. I'm gonna try to go a little bit faster now, because it is a long time now. We've been here for over an hour. I might have to do a second part eventually. Might have to cut it in half. Wondrous Swan asks, would you ever consider doing power scaling of more grounded series, like say Game of Thrones or Black Lagoon? Grounded as in the characters aren't toppling skyscrapers at their weakest. I would honestly love to. It's just that I haven't seen that many, like, anime of that sort, but it would be something very, like, far off from what I do usually right now, because it would be kind of hard to have a One Punch Man crossover with a series like that. But I would love to do it for weaker series, like, you know, like Baki, like Assassination Classroom, stuff like that. I would love to cover them more. I do like that tier of, like, you know, the street level guys, because it feels more down to earth. Like, it feels more relatable, like, easier to understand. And just fun in general. Sakamoto days as well could be fun. How do you feel of the success of coming this far, considering you did a lot of YouTube vids and a lot of real great entertainment, and in my point of view, successful? Thank you, first of all. I'm not too sure how to answer a question like that, especially when I've been talking for an hour already, but I'll try. It is very rewarding, like I'll definitely say that, because aside from YouTube, or like if I didn't have YouTube, like many people, and myself included as well to some extent, have like the problem with like not having a sense of purpose in life. Like I hear this a lot nowadays. And this really does sort of give that purpose. Like, it definitely helps a lot in terms of like making me feel like I've accomplished something. Like, it does get my self-worth up a lot. So I definitely do really like that I've come this far, is like the simplest way to put it. Needy asks, I've always wondered, what country do you live in? I used to hide this until I realized YouTube just literally displays it, like on my front page on YouTube. So it's Lithuania. It's one of the Baltic states in Eastern Europe. And then Omnimark G asks, what do you think about Amai Mask in the recent chapters of One Punch Man? I like it. I like his backstory, and like the concept of like a good monster. I do like it. It's made me like the character a lot better nowadays, because previously I didn't dislike him, but at the same time he did feel like little one-dimensional. Like, of course, the mystery with him being a monster, obviously being a monster way earlier in the series. That was like the best part of it. Murata also just self-admittedly does not like Amai Masks, like he's literally admitted it, so it makes sense that he would receive a lot of bad treatment in the previous arcs. Like, against Fear Ugly, he just crumbles multiple times. So, like, it's good to see him shine a lot more. Then, Marcus says, asks, what's your favorite beatdown in anime? See, this is the only question that I planted myself in the stream, because he asked in the Discord server, what question should I ask Satori? And then I just thought of this one because I kind of wanted to geek out. Honestly, I think this deserves its own video at some point, but it is Damien versus Julian from Beyblade Metal Masters. And now you might be thinking, favorite beatdown in all of anime, and you pick Beyblade. Yes, I do, because that one is crazy. So, like, for a little bit of context, I'll try to keep this brief, but, like, Julian is this guy who's been born to, like, basically a royal family that excels at everything and has always had, like, the best scores in every field, like, the top accomplishments in, like, sports, music, arts, everything, right? Sciences. And then he goes into this new sport, and then he dominates the competition until he's beaten by the main character, and that's fine, you know, the main character. And then Julian's like, he's got a comeback chance. He's like, he's been humbled, he's learned his lesson, he's trained so hard, and then he comes back into the competition. He's got a second chance to, like, reclaim his honor and all that. And then he's up against Damien, who is the new antagonist. And Damien just, like, he just tears him down so hard. He tears him down worse than Frieza did to Vegeta, bro. Like, by the end of that fight, like, Julian's just crumbled. Like, you can see he, like, the sheer stress he's been put through. He's, like, turning into a skeleton almost. And then he, like, Damien's theme just goes so hard. Like, both of his themes, Hades Drive and Hades Gate, they go so hard. Like, the beatdown he gave to Julian, literally every blow. And with every single blow, you just see this man's accomplishments in life shattering. Like, he receives one blow, all of his accomplishments in art gone. Another blow, all of his accomplishments in music gone. Like he's mentally just being torn down so hard. His teammates jump in to save him from this humiliation ritual. And then Damien just goes, oh, you guys want to join in too? And then just bodies all three of them. It is so good. And dude, that theme, bro, that Hades theme, that Hades Gate theme is the best theme in anime, period. Listen to like a clean version of it on YouTube, like Hades Gate theme remix, or like Damien Beyblade theme remix, something like that. Listen to a clean version of it. It's so good. Like, straight up, it's my favorite beatdown in anime, and it's not close. Like, it's so good. This is some good satirying. Yeah. I like geeking out. You know, I like it. Man, Damien did him so dirty. Yeah. And he's like, bro, I'll let you use both your rotations, because, like, rotations are, like, a big thing in Beyblade and whatnot. So, like, yo, use your right rotation, then I'll beat your ass. Then use your left rotation, and I'll beat your ass harder. It's so good. That fight is so... It's not even a fight. It's an execution. It's not even an execution. It's like a banishment. But yeah, let's get back to chat for a little bit. Would you rather be a Viltrumite or have psychic powers? Psychic powers in the sense of like Tatsumaki's? See, Viltrumite is kinda good, but you have to control yourself all the time, constantly. And I feel like it's not as versatile. With psychic powers, in the sense of like Tatsumaki's powers, you can mimic a lot of their stuff. You can fly, you can like lift heavy objects, you can obviously do a lot of the stuff Viltrumites can. You're just not invulnerable, but you can also put a shields around yourself to be invulnerable. So it's like being a psychic basically gives you everything being a Viltrumite does, except you can't breathe in space, I guess, and you also do have to watch out. You have to be on guard if you're in danger. You can't just tank things. So, like, I'd probably choose to be a psychic. It seems cooler to me. Is this channel paying you, or you didn't earn anything from it? It is paying me now, ever since I turned 18. There was a whole mini-arc with me trying to get monetized and failing because I wasn't 18 yet. And then it kept me from being monetized even after I turned 18 for a couple months. But nowadays I am getting paid, yeah. When you started this channel, where did you expect it to go at first? And now, how does it feel to be as big a channel as you have now? I kind of answered both of these before, so in the interest of preserving my voice, and just like preserving time for the other questions, I will just suggest you go check out the previous questions. I am sorry to do that, but yeah. Are you planning on learning animating or coding or doing a game? Unfortunately not. It would just take a lot of time. It takes a lot of time and effort to build up a skill like that, and I don't really think I can invest that right now. Do you plan to make any video game content or not? I would honestly like to see that. At some point perhaps, but not right now. Gaming content can be pretty chaotic, I think. I don't think I'm ready for that just yet. Have you considered comparing who trained the hardest in both One Punch Man and Crossverse? That could be fun. Like, who trained the hardest as a video. That could be fun. I'll put it on my video idea list. In my opinion, it's more fun to scale characters who aren't galaxy level or universal or even solar system level. I agree. Honestly, my favorite range is like from human level to like maybe planetary. Like, that's my favorite range. Like, things that can be more easily comprehended. In my opinion, Ryuga's Dragon Emperor OST is my favorite Beyblade track. That is valid. Ryuga's themes are all goated too. Ryuga is a goat. If I were to give my favorite beatdown, it would be Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Perfect Cell. That one is good, yeah, for sure. My favorite beatdown is Madara versus the Tailed Beast. Yeah, that one's valid too. That's a good beatdown. Do you eat rocks? I do not. Do you like the concept of a super powerful character revealed early in a series? It depends on how it's handled. Like, if it's handled well, yes, but if it takes away the stakes every single time, then probably no. I do like the power ceiling being set early, though. That is something I do like. I think Gojo and All Might are examples of, like, good examples of a super overpowered character introduced early. But there have been times where it's like, this character is just so overpowered so early on that there's, like, it's hard to get around them. Hades, Hell, Scarbex is my favorite Beyblade. IRL, it's so cool. Hold on, my stream just snapped. Hold on, my stream snapped for a second. It got, like, it stopped and then it reconnected. Is everything alright? I hope it is. Did you see Berserk? I have not. Hell, Scarbex is my favorite Beyblade IRL, it's so cool. I do have a few, but I don't have that one, so I can't really say. City block mountain level fights are the most visually interesting fights in my opinion. Yeah, that is probably the case, yeah. Can you guys hear me? We can still hear you. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. So, going back to the post, Cow himself asks, firstly, what do you think you've truly achieved with this channel? Truly achieved? In what sense? Like, I've achieved nearly 15,000 subscribers. I've achieved a very good time. I've achieved a lot of entertainment, I would say. I've achieved what if Boros turned good. So, yeah, those are like some things. I've achieved, at the end of the day, I've also achieved a monetary income as well, to some degree. So that's also good. A community, that one's good as well. Like, it's a question that's kind of hard to answer, because there are a lot of things that you can mention. Then 2, if One Punch Man Part 2 had good animation, do you think it wouldn't matter as the damage has already been done? Do you think a Season 3 remake would save it? The damage has been done, for sure, but like, a good remake or a good Part 2 could still salvage it. Like, I don't think it's beyond saving completely, but the damage has definitely been done. Question 1, how do you feel about Season 3 of One Punch Man? I did a stream very recently of ranking the episodes of One Punch Man, and there were only a couple episodes that made it to the tier that I would consider to be good anime episodes. Most of them went into trash tier, so that's about my experience with that. Question 2, are there any other matchups that you'll do with Boros? I do want to make Boros versus Garo at some point, because I technically haven't made a direct video for that. Boros versus Tatsumaki maybe, but Yesin recently did a video on that, pretty much. Like, he did versus all the S-Class, but let's be honest, it was mostly Tatsumaki. So, yeah. Against, like, I want to do... Sorry. Sorry, my voice is kind of giving out a little bit. I do want to do how far he would make it into Dragon Ball, but that's a hornet's nest I don't really want to poke at the moment. Boros versus somebody like Madara could be cool. That is a video that I partially scripted at one point. But yeah, those are like the main ones. So yeah, those are like the main matchups right now. What type of videos do you enjoy making the most? Probably what ifs. At the end of the day, especially what if Boros turned good and the Naruto what ifs that I did back in the day. That's just the most fun I've had in general. I think that those are the best ones. And that one was asked by Khalid. And the previous one was Asam and I. I'm sorry if I didn't say that. And if I butchered your names. And then... Ayek Pamium Jiao. I am sorry. I am sorry for butchering that name. What is your name, height, and are you from USA? If so, which state? I don't want to say my name, so I'm just gonna say Satri. I won't be saying my actual name. Height? It's like, what is my height actually? Last time I checked, it was like basically exactly 6 feet. Like basically exactly that. So I don't know if I've grown at all since then, but I do barely make it to the 6 foot club. And no, I am not from the USA. I am from Europe. Canada mentioned. Had to do some shoveling classic Canada stuff. Yeah. Yeah, the shoveling in the winter can be brutal. It's the same thing here as well. I can relate to that, Flame. Welcome back. A sad day for One Frame Man. Or we're gonna play Among Us in the server again. Those games were fun. Yeah, that one's... I do want to bring it back. That was a lot of fun. What do you think of doing live streams where you watch YouTube videos suggested by your followers or watch anime? I definitely cannot watch anime because that would just get me copyrighted into oblivion. So, yeah. But, in terms of, like, videos, yeah, I've already done a couple like that, or at least one. I think it's one, where I reacted to Yassine's Dragon ranking. But I am not opposed to that. I can definitely do more as well. Cap, bro is not 6 feet. Bro is making up his own reality. Damn. The thing is, in my country, it's not uncommon. Like, I'm not short by the standards of my country, but like, there are a lot of guys taller than me. Some women too. I find it really funny where it's like, whenever there's like, okay, this was back in school. There were a couple girls in my class who were basically almost my height. I was a little bit taller. And then every single time that there was like any sort of like official event or party, they would just put on heels and then become taller than me, and I would feel like a dwarf. So that's a random thing. But yeah. It's actually not uncommon here for people to reach that height. It's basically like kind of average height, honestly. Can you maybe make a video about Killer from One Piece and how strong he is? Unfortunately, I haven't read or watched One Piece. I've only seen the first 50 episodes of the anime, so like Arlen Park, basically. So yeah, I'm not really qualified for that. Then, the same Ayak asks, is that white dog you show in your 5-year celebration video the dog you have talked about in one of your past streams? His and her name was... He writes Lucy? I assume he means to say Lucky, like, because his name is Luckis, like, which is basically a Lithuanianized version of the word luck, right? So, like, it's basically lucky, but it's like Lithuanian version, basically. So, yeah, he was my dog. Unfortunately, he passed away last year. We are actually closing in on the 1-year anniversary of that happening. Like, he passed away on the very last day of winter. I don't want to cry on stream, but like, I might. I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah. It is sad. I miss him a lot, but, you know, life just kind of is that way sometimes. Wes says, you're Canadian, aren't you? I am not. I am Lithuanian. But we do have a kind of similar climate, at least. Not the genetic hacks go crazy for the country thing. What happened to the screen share? Why is it black? It shouldn't be. It should be up. If I ever close the tab temporarily, like put it down, it does go black. So, but whenever I get back to the questions, it is always going to be there. And whenever I'm looking at chat too, it's usually going to be that. You should also wear heels. I would topple over immediately. If you're going to do it, I suggest you react to animator called Hierojutsu. His animation is amazing and so entertaining. I might. We'll see. Autocorrect error probably on the name. Yeah. Sorry for your loss. Thank you. Debate me on 66 trillion cell Platinum S versus Tots in the 5-way battle. We can make that an event in the Discord server at some point. We can. We could do that. I don't really have a hard stance on it. Kane Dane asks, if you can write One Punch Man all the way from chapter 1 with Murata drawing your rewrite, what would your version of One Punch Man be? Oh god. That is a big question. It would mostly be the same, just like with some things that I would change with the story. So like, that's way too big a question to answer in such quick fashion. It would probably be the same for a while, but then like at some point during the Monster Association arc, I would probably diverge it a little bit. Then Sawyer Johnson, again, sorry if I butchered the name. Happy 5 years on YouTube, thank you. Love your content, and I hope you can make more bangers in the future. It's good to hear, thank you. 2 questions. Will you do more SCP-related content, just in general, or involving One Punch Man? I would like to. I really like SCP. SCP is really cool. I like it a lot, so I do want to do more with it. Will you do more scenario-based videos of something happening from another series that happens in One Punch Man? Basically like the Apocalypse series, something of the sort, I feel. So, yeah, I probably will. I probably will continue it. Then Shake World. Shake the World, I will just say. Only one question. Can you do a mini tutorial on how to make your kind of videos? I could in the future. Probably not right now, but like, eventually I probably could do a video on like how I make videos. Something like that. That would be cool. Sorry. Let me get some water. I've been talking for a while. Okay, back to chat a little bit. You made a post about this, but do you think Platinum S with a Sunblade could beat Orochi? It's kind of hard to say. Maybe, but we're not exactly sure how much of a boost the Sunblade gives. And it's also not certain how long Platinum S could wield it. I think it's kind of safer to still bet on Orochi, but like Platinum S might be able to do it, depending on how big of a boost the Sunblade is. Do you think the scientists from the Jurassic movies would be a threat in One Punch Man? That could be kind of interesting. Like, if they experimented with, like, the monsters instead of the dinosaurs and stuff. That could be pretty interesting. They might be a threat if they're given enough time and resources. Do you think you could have done something with Psycho's Jetrochi surviving the 5-way fight? Yeah, definitely. We actually had a similar conversation a little while back, earlier in the stream, where we did briefly discuss the possibility. It could be fun. There definitely could have been an alternate scenario. What if for the what if? Death Brian asks, you never finished What If Saitama Never Existed, I didn't think, so how would you feel about doing a remaster? It was supposed to be a one-off video, I think, if I remember right, but, yeah, I probably could remake it now, especially since I kind of just, like, finished it with Boros, like, Boros just kind of wins, like, I could have did a hypothetical of, well, like, what if Boros didn't, how to say, what if Boros didn't really show up, and could have continued hypothetically like further down the timeline as well. So like it is a topic that I could do a remaster for. I don't think I covered it fully, like to what it could have been covered to the fullest extent. Then Karma asks, "Is this your full-time job or do you do something else on the side?" This isn't my full-time job. I don't really have a job per se. I have basically university studies. And that's like the main thing, and this one is technically what I would consider on the side, probably. And Marcus asked, when's the next trap coming? See, this one I offered as the joke for when Marcus asked what a question he should ask. So I did technically know this one was coming too. I'm not really sure. I've tried to do a second diss track for Fraud Centipede, but it didn't really turn out the way I would have liked. So we'll see. But I might still do something. Sorry. Could say Boros doesn't come to Earth due to no prophecy because no Saitama. Yeah, exactly. How strong do you have Jogo Tat lowballed? Above fiction, basically. Above like 99.999% of fiction. Only the League of Memes can rival him and like a few others like Novel Boros. Then, Zohai Bahmed. Sorry if I mispronounced that again. How would Royal Road EMS match up versus Firestorm Phoenix Man? Specifically, Firestorm Phoenix Man would die. It would not be close. Because only Road EMS and Samsara Phoenix Man, like the Cosmic Flame Phoenix Man, the Cosmic Mode Phoenix Man, are the only two beings or monsters so far who have been labeled as threat level Leviathan. I have like a little mini data book section for the series in the Discord server, so that is more blatantly answered there. But yeah, like Road EMS is more of the Firestorm Phoenix Man, or sorry, Cosmic Flame Phoenix Man, or Samsara Phoenix Man sort of type of fighter, not Firestorm Phoenix Man. Like, he's more so in that weight class. Also, how many seasons do you plan for What a Boris Turn Good? Season 2 will be 15 episodes long, same as Season 1 in the current plans, and then there is a Season 3 planned, but it will be much shorter. It will not be as long as these previous two seasons. Then, Deuce Anime, what ethnicity are you? I am European Lithuanian, so that. Sorry. Flashy Flash versus Metal Bat, asked by Ender Awesome. See, logically, it should be Flashy Flash, but like, if it's Metal Bat from the stage fight, fully pumped up, I hate that he has an argument for winning, but like, he might. Like, he's keeping up with the Garo that's faster than Flash. It doesn't make sense whatsoever, but like, you know, nothing in that fight makes sense, so yeah. Flashy Flash might have that. Then, let's get back to chat real quick. What is your current Beyblade collection looking like? See, the thing is, I got most of mine when I was a kid, and I didn't really know, like, the names of them and all that, and I mixed a lot of them together. But, I did have Galaxy Pegasus. I do still have all of them. So, Galaxy Pegasus, then I think it was Virgo, but, like, with some parts from Herculeo, and not like Virgo, like the actual Virgo. Like it was like a strange mix, an abomination that I created basically. I have one version of El Drago, which is probably the one I'm like most proud of having. El Drago, obviously you gotta have it. I can like probably make photos and post them on the Discord server eventually. I have a couple serpents, and one of them is my favorite Beyblade I have, so yeah. And those are the main ones. I'm trying to think if I had any more. I didn't have too many. Some of my friends had a lot more. The Platinum S with the two Sunblades art was really cool. Yeah, that one was made by someone on my Discord server who later got banned for reasons. That's a whole story. Would you rather have full counter from Seven Deadly Sins or Water Stream Fist from One Punch Man? Probably Water Stream Fist. Full counter is more powerful. It gives me that sense. Like, but for real life, Water Stream Fist would just be kind of cooler, I feel. It has more aura. If you can send an image of the collection, I'm confident I can identify all the parts. Yeah, we can do that after the stream, or like maybe tomorrow, sometime soon. Then Magician44H asks, Hunter x Hunter manga spoilers. Careful, I will read it. So, okay. Which side are you on? Okay, this one's fine. This one's not really that much of a spoiler. Which side are you on the Hisoka versus Krollo beef, and what do you think about their fight? Their fight, I love their fight. Their fight is awesome. I'm not gonna spoil much, but like, I love their fight. It's so good. It's my second favorite fight in the series, behind Netero versus Meruem. As for whose side I'm on, I do side more with Krollo. I just like him more, and I do feel worse for him. Like if he loses, if his troop crumbles and all that, like, I'll feel worse for him than I would for Hisoka. Sorry. So yeah. And then who do you think has the superior attack potency, Hades or Thor, Record of Ragnarok? There are definitely arguments for Thor, but I personally do side with the Hades. I do think he has the better, attack potency. Then Killer of Dust says, Happy 5 years, Satoru. Thank you very much. Let's see. After you finish What If Boros Turned Good, do you think you will do another What If, and do you think you will put a character in a different universe? I probably will do more What Ifs, just not as big as What If Boros Turned Good. And probably I could put characters in different universes. Like I said, I did want to do Boros in Dragon Ball at one point. Like, what if he existed there? Not like a versus battle, but like, what if Boros was properly in the Dragon Ball world, Something like that. So that could be fun. And like other what ifs of that sort. Like doing What If Baby Goku was sent to the Naruto universe. Yeah. Oh, this one was actually discussed in the chat previously, since both of them were 11 to 12 years old. Yeah, that would match up well. So yeah. Then, in how many episodes do you think are left for What If Boros Turned Good to end? So yeah, I've already said this a few times. Season 2 has 15 episodes in total, and then Season 3 will be a lot shorter, probably like half the length. And do you have a job outside of YouTube? I have university, but not like a concrete job. Then, let's see, Como asks, how are you, and also why do you hate Watchdog Man? I don't know if you explained it at one point, I'm sorry if I asked before. Yeah, Steven the Great basically answered he hates him because he's overrated AF. Yeah, that's kind of it. I kind of do it partially for the memes, but I also do just think he's super overrated. Sorry. Like, there's people putting him over Platinum S, and I'm like, on what basis are you doing that, my guy? So yeah. Why didn't Future Genos Core merge with his past self like Saitama? Pretty sure it did. It did not, actually. It was a detached core. I assume it's because it's, like, treated as an inanimate object at that point. Like, it's not alive anymore. It's, like, it's so separated from Genos that it's, like, it's not considered him anymore, maybe? But the whole time travel thing is very messy. So it could just be an oversight. Yeah, like a USB. Yeah, basically. Adult Gone versus Base Form Meruem. Who do you think genuinely is winning that battle? I've heard various arguments. Professor Fiction did one recently where he says Gon would win, and I do see the argument for it. Like, Gon definitely could win. I honestly never really had a concrete answer. Like, I'm more so interested in, for example, Netero versus Gon instead of Meruem versus Gon. I think it might be like a rock, paper, scissors kind of thing where Gon might beat Meruem, Meruem beats Netero, Netero might beat Gon, maybe. The way I view things. But it's like a 50-50 on which arguments you want to use. Like, in my gut, I want to say Meruem, but like, there's good arguments for Adult Gon. Frieza would probably hunt down Boros. Yeah, they'd probably both kind of hunt each other a little bit. In terms of, like, wanting to seek out a battle. Do you think current Boros could beat peak Samsara? I don't know. I don't really want to answer such questions. I want to leave stuff for interpretation. So that there's more topics to discuss. Then, let's see. Hot Dog Shirt asks, good name by the Hot Dog Shirt. Will you ever consider making a video on what if the Wild Kratts brothers were in One Punch Man? I unfortunately do not know what that is. So, unfortunately, I can't really do that. I am not familiar. Stephen the Great again asks, question, name your 2 favorite videos. One overall one of yours, assuming one of your videos aren't your favorite overall. Do you mean, like, 2 favorite videos of all time? Like, one mine and one, like, in general, all of YouTube? Because that is hard to answer. My favorite? It's gotta be, like, season 1 of What If Boros Turned Good, like, the full compilation, right? Like, it's gotta be. It's kind of unfair, because it's, like, 9 hours of video. In terms of overall all of YouTube, dude, I cannot pick that. I cannot pick that out. There are so many possible candidates. I don't know. I cannot say. Like, there are so many different fields. Like, I watch videos about animals, I watch videos about anime, about Minecraft, about a lot of things. About various games, stories, movies, like... Ooh, I don't know if I can pick a favorite. Lots of what ifs from other people. Like Plus Ultraman, for example. But yeah. If Frieza and Boros met, do you think they would have a war with each other? Or do you think Frieza and Boros would love to do work with each other? They definitely wouldn't work together. If they met each other, Boros would be like, let's throw hands, right? Like, he would definitely initiate a confrontation. Stephen the Great, hello. Was I fast enough? We covered a lot of your questions. We actually just covered one of yours. The favorite YouTube video question. Hope the Dragon Ball manga comes back. Yeah, me too. I do want it to keep going. What is your favorite what if you've watched? It's gotta be something from Plus Ultraman. Maybe what if Guinea and Bardock went to Earth with Goku? Like, one of his most recent ones. I like that one a lot. His what if Naruto was raised by Jiraiya video is also really good. Like, Plus Ultraman, just like, in general, is goated. Bold of you to think Frieza is strong enough. Then, yes, after I honestly have that rock, paper, scissors matchup between Adult Gon, Base Meruem, and Netero. Glad I'm not the only one thinking that. Yeah, I think it's kind of the most interesting way to look at it. Masako X mentioned. Yeah, Masako X is good, too. Do you think Boros could win against initial Cosmic Fear Garo, who hasn't copied Saitama in terms of physical stats? Just physical stats? Maybe. Big maybe, but like, when you factor in everything else, the stamina, the skill, Garo just really does win, like, pretty handily. Especially if you factor in the adaptation as well. Then, Veletarian asks, one, if you didn't make anime content, what would you be doing? By the way, I recognize you from Discord. That's nice to see. But if you didn't make anime content, what would you be doing? probably games, movies, Minecraft, Subnautica, something like that. Maybe even something like Harry Potter or like How to Train Your Dragon, Transformers. Like, there's a lot of other fields I'm interested in. Animals, geography, maybe even, or history. Like, I don't know, alternate history or something like that. That could be fun. There are a lot of fields I'm interested in outside of anime as well. If you didn't make anime content and played games instead, what games would you make videos on? See, my favorite games right now are Subnautica. There's always Minecraft. Even though I don't really enjoy playing it much, I still enjoy the game itself, like lore-wise and like watching people play it. Then Hogwarts Legacy is a good one, but you couldn't really make a whole channel out of that, probably. Sons of the Forest I really like, but I don't know enough about it to really put it into words. Maybe it could have been Clash Royale at some point, but like, they kind of crashed and burned. Dude, just at some point, like this was years ago, but my friend and I, we wanted to make like a YouTube channel dedicated to Clash Royale, separate from the one I have now. And our first video was gonna be just us doing a bunch of 2v2 battles, just spamming Mega Knight, and we were actually having success with it too. Like, we recorded a bunch of it, where it was just a complete, like, Mega Knight 2v2 crush deck. That was gonna be the title, I still remember it. It's pretty fun. I feel that, plus Ultraman was one of the YouTubers that introduced me to What Ifs. Yeah, him and Masako X. Yeah, basically my two main ones as well. Frieza might not kill Boros for how strong he was. Yeah, he would probably ask him to work for him, and whether Boros would accept or not is up to interpretation. I think Boros no Meteor Burst could have a good fight with him, but would lose if he used any of his forms. In Meteor Burst, Boros is faster and stronger and would be able to kill him before he can regen. Which matchup specifically are you referring to with that one? Do you think Cosmic Garo hurt Saitama? I personally do subscribe to that interpretation. What would you rather have, rewind time or time stop? Depends exactly what kinds, but like if I have like Dio's time stop and like, I don't know, I can rewind time for a certain amount of time. It depends exactly how long I could stop and rewind the time. Rewind would probably be more generally useful. Because like you can try something, you know, make a mistake. You can confess to your crush, and then if it didn't work out, you can reverse time, you know. you can do like, I don't know, try to cheat on an exam, and then it's like, ooh, they caught me, let's rewind time a little bit, okay, I'll be more careful this time or something, I don't know. What would you really use these powers for IRL, though? That's the thing. Unless it's like, you get the winning lottery tickets, you reverse time, you get those tickets instead, I don't know, like, you could make it work with rewind, whereas time stop, I feel like you're just kind of a menace or a troll. Like, there's not really that much utility with it. So I'd probably pick time rewind. Imagine Boros as part of the Ginyu Force. That could be interesting. What is your favorite channel on YouTube? That is hard. That is hard to answer. Grian is a competitor, plus Ultraman is a competitor. There are a bunch of competitors. Lottery's a scam. Let's go gambling, rewind time, roulette table. Yeah. Samsara versus current Boros. Yeah. Okay. Dude, Hakari would be proud. Okay, let's see. Then Veletarian's other question, the last one. Also, Gums is solid dragon level executive of the Monster Association. Okay, that wasn't a question, but... Okay, Veletarian, for those who don't know, he is the number one Gums glazer, like I am the number one Boros glazer. See, in my eyes, there's a reason why Gums rhymes with bum, but, Gums is buns, but at the same time, I can respect the hustle, I can respect the grind. We will say that he is a solid dragon level executive of the Monster Association. What was the reply? Yeah, well, yeah, coach. Okay. Choco Chungus. This goes into webcomic spoilers, but I really want to see this talked about. Okay, there's a few questions, so we'll get back to this one at the end, so that I'll give the opportunity for people to click off if they want to. How has life been? It's been a bit up or down, but mostly up. I can't complain. There are things that need fixing, but they're kind of, like, within my power to fix. I just kind of need to pull myself together a little bit. Then Thenatron asks, does your avatar have any lore? We actually covered this one as well earlier. Not really. He doesn't really. He might get some after I've done something like, what if Satori was in One Punch Man, and obviously I would use my avatar for it, so yeah. Maybe at that point he will have. Tur VPs. Sorry if I mispronounced that again. Are you ever gonna have a collab? See, this one kind of confuses me, because I have collabs. I have collabs with Saitama World, with Yesin, with Eternal Flame, with Sage of the Calves, with Thunder God. Who else have I collabed with? I've collabed with a few people who aren't YouTubers. So yeah, I have done quite a few collabs. Then Marasmus the Wizard. Sorry if I mispronounced again. Hey Satori, question. Do you intend to work out your What If Boros Turned Good lore outside of Boros and his POV? And will you go into the Neo Heroes arc when it has released enough lore? Currently, I have no plans for Neo Heroes. Like, the story I want to tell is kind of set in motion, and I kind of want to tell it the way I want to tell it, without interrupting it. So, for the time being, I won't be covering the Neo arc. The lore outside of Boros POV, there is, like, a bunch of things happening outside of his point of view, like a lot of the POV of the Garo, the heroes. The Garo? Why did I say the Garo? But yeah, there's a lot of other POVs, but I definitely will branch out the lore, mostly in Season 3. There's gonna be a lot of lore in Season 3. Then Mark Glenn Geronimo, I'm sorry for butchering the name. Do you have someone? I assume it's like a significant other, like that sort of thing, or like a girlfriend, I guess. Like, that's, I assume, what the question is. The answer is no, I'm forever alone. Valentine's Day is lonely day. Do your top 10 favorite anime and games. That one would be a stream idea of itself. I did do a top 10 favorite anime, but I've probably changed my mind on some of the placements. Would you rather be a Freaks or a Zoldyck? Dude, if you're a Freaks, you get an absent father. If you're a Zoldyck, you get torture, electrocution, chains, chambers, like, just actual torture. Like, they're whipping you and all that. Like, no thank you. Like, they're poisoning you to build up your poison resistances and what. Like, yeah, you'll be a badass, but you'll be a broken badass by the end of that, okay? I would much rather be a Freaks. I'd be brothers with Gon rather than Killua in this case. Even though, like, as an actual brother, I'd probably take Killua, because he seems a lot more mentally stable and just fun to be around, but, like, yeah, in terms of, like, the family line, bro, I'm being a Gon, bro. I'm being Gon Freaks. Or, like, I guess, his brother, I guess. I don't know how that would work, but yeah. Fucking get going, physical stats freaks. Episode 1, he got a giant fish, yeah. In general, like, they're the both bloodlines are gifted, right? Right? I can't talk anymore. It's been 2 hours, but yeah, both bloodlines are gifted. Okay. Oh, Choco Chungus is actually here. Don't worry, bro. My question might be very stupid and obvious, so no rush. Yeah, we'll do yours at the end so that we can give people the opportunity to click off if they want to. He's a Gums Glazer, like I'm a killer from One Piece Glazer. I don't know the reference exactly because I haven't seen One Piece fully. I've only seen the first 50 episodes. But yeah, I can imagine. Um, Is two initial Cosmic Garos without adaptation enough to challenge Armored Boros? Defeat Meteoric Burst Boros? I would say yes. I would say very much yes, unfortunately. Two Cosmic Garos versus Boros. Armored Boros. That is kind of cruel. Would you rather have Spider-Man's powers or Luke Cage? I don't know Luke Cage or what powers he has, so I've heard the name, but I don't know who he is. So it would be Spider-Man's powers. At least I know what I'm dealing with. At least, though that begs the question: do I get the writers wanting to make my life a living hell? Because if so, then I refuse both. Satri, please, I need any way to scale Rhodium. He literally has like one statement, and that's incredibly vague. Okay, Rhodium S is gonna have so much to scale him off of in the next episode. You just kind of have to hold out, okay? You kind of have to hold out. And you do have that thumbnail for episode 9. You do have that artwork of him clashing with King in space. Are you gonna read comments under your last video? Yeah, I will. I will go there. I haven't forgotten. So actually, we'll have to do comments under that last video then, and only then do the what's this comment the spoiler comment. Kryptonite Gamer, hello. What's the single biggest donation you have ever received? It is from Kryptonite Gamer, actually, which is still crazy, but it's 500 USD, and it went to an animation. So I appreciate that very much. That one was wild, and that was already after a few others. So yeah, that one was absolutely crazy. Thank you very much, Kryptonite Gamer. And just kidding. What's the video that you cringe over the most? Ooh, that's a good one. It might be the Viltrumites versus One Punch Man video, like the first one I did. Because that one, the Voltrumites, what was up with that one? I got someone else to edit the video, and it went not the best, I think. There was like these weird effects put over my voice at some points. Then there was the scaling, which was really cringe for the Viltrumites. Then I put like trillions of them against 17 S-Class heroes, and like, what did I think was gonna happen? Like, that might have to be the video that I cringe at the most. Then, what is Tower Defense Brigade Backup? Good name. Asks, what is your opinion on your worst? What is, in your opinion, the worst video that I've done? What is the worst video? Okay. What is the worst video I've done? And then what is the worst video of all time? That is a tall order, but that I've done, again, in recent memory, it's probably the Viltrumite video. The Voltrumite video, as I said it back then for some reason. And I had watched season 1 of Invincible at that point. They were calling themselves Viltrumites. So, like, like, I don't know, bro. Why was I saying Voltrumites? I don't know. But anyways, in recent memory, probably that one, but there have probably been worse ones in the past. Like, there have been a couple really bad videos that I've taken down. Like, I had one on the Serious Punch Squared that was just kind of like, I was arguing for why the Serious Punch Squared was actually a planetary feat. So, that one was kind of cringe. But, yeah. That was a very long time ago when it just happened. Grasshopper Cursed Spirit versus Child Emperor, who's more intelligent. No, it's the grasshopper. Obviously, it's the grasshopper Cursed Spirit. He is very intelligent, very smart. I hear he built a time machine in Dragon Ball. That was the Cursed Spirit, not Bulma. Oh, that was the last of it, actually, of the post. We have been here for 2 hours, so yeah, that took a while, but it was fun. I liked it. Let's go to the video. I know there were a couple comments. See, there's like 200 comments on here, so it might take a little bit for me to find them. But, yeah. Watch out, Ultramites. I mean, it's not like King is incredibly scalable either. He has no feats yet and would have Boris turned good. I mean, you can literally look at the art and see like supernovas in the background and them fighting across the stars. Like, they're scaling in that one single image, my guy. I'll say that much. Did you ever visit any country? I have visited many, actually. I've been to like a lot of the countries around Europe. I've been to Spain, been to Ireland, been to Crete. Well, Crete is part of Greece. Been to a bunch of other islands. We've been to Italy a few times, Greece also a few times, and Spain technically a few times also, because I've been to a lot of islands. I've been to Dubai like a few years ago. I've been to a lot of places actually. I've been to Croatia. I've been to a lot of my neighboring countries as well, like all the Baltic states, Poland. I've been to Finland, to Sweden. I've been to a lot of places, but it's always been around my place. I do want to visit like Australia, Japan, places like that. I do want to visit some of these exotic places as well. I'm just saying they said the reason why Mars disappeared was because of King and Boros locking eyes. Yep. Have you watched all those memes of what if JC Staff animated Saitama versus Boros? Yeah. I've seen a few variations. When are we getting the Voltrumites versus the Monster Association? We'll see. We do have kind of a video like that on Eternal Flames channel, actually, where it's like, what would the heroes of Earth be able to stop the Monster Association? And that did include Nolan and Mark, which are Viltrumites, or Voltrumites, as I used to say. Okay, let's try to find the. Yep, there we go. I found some questions on the video before, on the 5-year anniversary video. So, Ender Awesome for the Q&A asks, Metalbat versus Flashy Flash, who do you think would win? This one I did answer. Like, logically, it should be Flashy Flash, but Metalbat does have that insane, ridiculous, nonsensical feat of keeping up with Garo in the Sage fight and damaging Sage. So, like, in tip-top, like, condition, Metalbat might actually take it if he's, like, pumped up from the get-go, which is really sad, but it might happen. And then any predictions for the webcomics upcoming chapter? I've actually given up on predicting things a while back. I just don't really try to predict stories anymore. In terms of like making like prediction like videos or just like in general. predicting things with series. So I don't really have any predictions at this point. I do want Boros to come back and beat everybody up. That is something I'm hoping for. um, sorry, I'm searching for the questions a little bit. For the Q&A, there we go. What's your opinion on the first fight between Garo and Bang? Even if Bang was holding back, which he claims he wasn't, shouldn't the gap in power and between him and Garo at the time be so big that he should have instantly knocked him out? Is there any logic behind it that you can think of? See, I think this was kind of a retcon. I do think that Garo was initially meant to be a lot closer to Silverfang. Like, Silverfang even literally brings his brother along because he's like, there's no telling how strong Garo has become, like, we need everything to defeat him, like, I need you, my brother. So, that was a terrible impression, but, just saying, like, it seems to me like there's been a retcon of Bang's power where it's like initially it was intended that he was a lot closer to Garo or Garo was a lot closer to him, but then they kind of flipped their minds on it. At least that's kind of the way I view it. I think the most logical thing is like Bang had to have held back, but then what about Bomb? That's the thing. Why would Bomb hold back? So yeah. Let's see more for the Q&A. What made you want to do the What If Wars Turn Good series? That one I have answered, so I will skip it actually. Sorry, I am trying to find those questions, but if you did post any questions on the video, I would very heavily recommend, if you are here, that you post them in the chat. That would be very, very good. Should have thought of that before and, like, selected them. There we go. Matty Q&A questions. I found a lot of yours. There we go. I saw you in chat earlier. So, where are you from? I heard that you're from Lithuania, but I don't know if it's true. Yeah, I am from Lithuania. I've talked about it a bit. I used to hide this, but then I realized YouTube literally displays it on my page. So, yeah. If you just click, like, on the Satori channel and then, like, more info or something, like, you click on more, and it just gives you the country I'm in. So, yeah, there's no point in hiding. What are you studying? That one I would actually rather keep a secret, though, because I am a bit paranoid, and if you know the study program, then it's a lot easier to find me with that, probably. So that is the one thing that I wouldn't want to say. Not that I think there's anybody out there who would like to dox me at this point, but like, you can never be too safe. Are you going to do more power scaling videos that aren't One Punch Man related, like Frieren versus Sukuma, but maybe better this time? Yeah, that video had a lot of flaws with it, but I do want to. I very much want to. There are a lot of fun matchups that I would like to do outside of One Punch Man, so hopefully I can do more of these in the future, right? I do hope I can. Are you gonna scale versus? When I finish it, probably, yeah. Boros versus Versus is probably something that's gonna happen at some point. How much money do you need to put to make one of Boros video on average? Whew, that one is tough. It depends very much on the episode and how much artwork there is in that episode. Like, there are episodes that have more or less artwork. So, yeah. This most recent one is the most expensive by far. Let's just add things up a little bit. There was that. There was Like this recent episode, or not the recent, this next episode, I'm scared to say it out loud, but I don't think you're gonna believe this. But you have to realize it has an animation from a Toei animator, right? That is expensive stuff. Not even finished with all the commissions I'll need for this episode yet. It's already over $1,000. I'm not even joking. My bank account absolutely hates me, and it's mostly because of that animation, but I'm scared to say it, but I'm quiet because if anybody hears this in the house, they're gonna kill me. Like straight up. They will actually kill me, but yeah. Again. Sorry. Sorry, I kind of am scared to talk about that kind of thing because, yeah, holy shit. I scare myself when I say it out loud, right? Like, that's kind of it. But yeah. Then let's finish the comment and then we'll get back to chat. You have a job that isn't YouTube? If yes, what is it? Yeah, I am studying, so it's not a job, but it's university. As someone who has a job and goes to college university, it can be hell sometimes. I can't imagine working on college university and doing YouTube at the same time. Yeah, there's no way I would do that. It just is impossible. So I don't actually have a job, partially because of that, actually. Because I probably would have tried to get job experience before if I didn't have the channel. But yeah. Okay, would you rather join the Phantom Troop or join the Akatsuki? The Akatsuki kind of hates each other, like a lot of the time. There's no really personal bonds outside of your partner, and there's no guarantee you'll like them, whereas the Troop is kind of like a family. So, like, probably the Troop. The Akatsuki has a lot more drip and aura, but I would probably join the Troop. That being said, I'd probably join neither because they're criminals who do heinous crimes, so yeah. If you have to choose 12 fighters for a Record of Ragnarok, who would you choose? You're limited to One Punch Man characters. That's a video that I'm going to make at some point. That is straight up a video. I already have the thumbnail mostly done for it as well. So yeah, that is going to be a video. Then I'm joining the Phantom Troop. I vibe with them more. I'm joining the Akatsuki. What bullcrap will be pulled out for King versus Rhodium? We'll see. What if Zombie Man were in Demon Slayer? Dude, that Yesin thumbnail that he did for it, where it's like Muzan versus Zombie Man, that's the best thumbnail he's ever done, in my opinion. It's so cool. I love that thumbnail so much. And like that's saying a lot because his thumbnails are some of the best in the space. So yeah. But I do think it would be entertaining. Zombie Man would fit right in that theme. Are you sad that your series doesn't get as fame as like other people's what ifs, whether it had good writing or not? Maybe to some extent. Like it kind of is painful to put all this work and then not many people see it. But yeah, I don't mind. It kind of is a niche topic, so it makes sense. Plus, it's 9 hours long. It's a very big entry point, you know. Do you want me to name all of Luffy's attacks? And then the follow up was Gum Gum Pistol, Gum Gum Axe, Gum Gum Stomp, and it's all Gum Gums. Pretty straightforward moveset. I think you lost more money from this episode more than the money you earned from all the videos on this channel. That's not true. If I had, I wouldn't have been able to fund it even with Patreon. I did make quite decent money during the season 3 peaks because as hated as season 3 was, it did generate a lot of traction for us One Punch Man YouTubers. And I was posting videos weekly for a while there, so it did catapult me a bit. But yeah, it is painful. It is definitely painful. Is it often that someone comes to your room while you are recording? At this point, no, because usually people just know, like, to not interrupt. Like, I don't even have to say it anymore, usually, which I'm grateful for. Would you rather be Big Mom or Gums? Oh my god. Again, I haven't read or watched One Piece past Arlong Park, but I'm assuming as a Yonko, Big Mom at least has, like, resources and, like, people, money, food. She definitely has food. Jesus, have you seen her? but, but Gums, he has nothing. He's broke. His pockets are empty. He is homeless. I would probably rather be Big Mom if I had to choose. But yeah, what quirk would you get from One Punch Man? Mm, what do you mean quirk from One Punch? Do you mean like like what MHA quirk I would want to have if I was in the world of One Punch Man? Or is it what One Punch Man power I would like to have, or in what regard is that question? Big Mom and Big God would go hand in hand. The best couple right there. Hey, I'm gonna get some water. Yeah, my bad, MHA. Okay, so it's like just what MHA quirk I would want to have in real life, I assume. There is one clear answer for me, which I've always stood by. It's overhaul. Because just imagine how much good can be done with overhaul. Like, yeah, you can make people explode with a touch, but you know what you can also do? Heal any illness, any ailment, any broken limbs, any injuries, like anything that's like threatening death, you can just heal. And as somebody who has plenty people in his life that need healing from terminal illnesses, yeah, I'm taking overhaul 100% of the time. Like that is something that I need. Like like real talk, I would absolutely love to have overhaul, not even for myself or anything like that, but just for the people around me. Because there are several people close to me that need that. Um you could also technically overhaul yourself, as we see overhaul does that. So like I don't know, I could just give myself like the dream appearance, I guess, the dream body, whatever, but like I could do construction with it, he can manipulate all kinds of matter. I could do a lot of things with overhaul. It's pretty versatile. Bro, I become a plastic surgeon, doctor, like you got like so many professions, like you're a construction worker, a plastic surgeon, a doctor, a nurse. What else do you want me to be with overhaul? And then you probably get abducted by the CIA or like the FBI or whatever for having powers, and they want to experiment you, and then you die in some dark corner. But it's whatever. Okay, what got you into making what ifs? Honestly, seeing other seeing what ifs from Masako X plus Ultraman, a lot of these other YouTubers. That's got that kind of inspired me a lot initially. Meguna versus the Cadres. If it's all the Cadres at once, especially, I definitely think the Cadres win. I do think there might be a few Cadres that Meguna could beat, especially with Maharaga. So yeah. What if we, as you in the Palace Invasion Squad, what would you be doing? If I was in the Palace Invasion Squad, I would run. I am not going near that. I don't have powers, man. I don't want to get like, dude, even just getting close to the royals, just doing that, just getting close and seeing that aura took an experienced veteran hunter and like made him age 30, 40 years, dude. Dude went bald. Like, if that happens to a veteran hunter with an N, what happens to me? Like, Pito just looks in my direction and I genuinely die. I ain't doing nothing in the palace invasion. I am running the other direction as fast as I can. No thank. I'd be like one of those people outside the castle, like standing there brain dead hypnotized. That is what I would be doing in the palace invasion arc. That's my role. Yeah, I wouldn't do nothing. I ain't got what it takes. I'm staying home in the palace squad. Yeah, exactly. I recommend if the animation is long, make sure there's a version included with the what if segment and another version that's a separate video. Many people aren't interested in the what if segment. Yeah, it's straight up action animation. I'll post the episode and then afterwards I'll post the animation as like a separate video as well. It's straight up action animation. It's not long because I can't afford a long animation. Animation is so expensive. But yeah, it's an animation cut of action. It's not like not what if like the narration isn't going on over that part. If all the MHA heroes jumped Armored Boros all at once and had 250 years of prep time, would they be able to win? With that kind of prep time, assuming they don't age and die, I think they might. Like, they would be able to pass One for All so many times and power it up so much. They would be able to combine so many quirks with One for All. They would be able to do so much that, like, eventually they just have to get there, right? Like, in 250 years. And I don't even think they're that far off, right? Like, Prime Izuku, All Might, All for One, and Shigaraki together, they're not that far off Armored Boros. Like, they're beneath them in my eyes, but they're not that far off. Like, they're already high cadre material, maybe above. So, like, 250 years in a verse that actually does have good prep time feats, they probably could do it. They probably could. What do you think of Transformers Prime Predacons Rising movie? I do like Predacons Rising a lot. I know some people don't, but like I think it's a fitting conclusion. It's entirely on Cybertron. There's some good stuff. I think I like it. I don't think it's a bad conclusion. Definitely one of the better conclusions for series, like because obviously lots of series have lots of bad conclusions, right? So like I'm glad Transformers Prime wasn't one of them. Would you rather be a participant in the Calling Games or be a C-class hero in the Monster Association arc? See, if I'm a participant in the Calling Games, technically they do get a chance to leave, so I would. But like, assuming I don't get that chance, what am I doing in the Calling Games? Like, I'm just dying. Like, I'm being hunted and killed. Whereas a C-class hero, I at least have the luxury of picking my battles. I'm not actively hunted aside from Garo, which if he does find me, like he'll beat me up, but like I'll be fine. Right? Like he's not gonna kill me. So C-class hero for sure, I think. Like it's much less dangerous. And at the end of the day, like even if you're not even if it's like even if I'm banned from retiring, I would still find ways to be safer, I think. Like, I could help old ladies get across the road or something, instead of fighting monsters. Fair enough, bro. But what if we give you MC levels of potential relative to Gon and Killua? How strong would you be from Hunter exams all the way to the Chimera Antarc? See, now we're talking. Gon and Killua are busted in terms of their potential. They did have very good masters and a lot of training, though I don't think I could keep up with their training regimens and whatnot, like, anyways, even with their potential. I just wouldn't have that mindset. And I wouldn't have the same masters too, so I would definitely be weaker, but I could get myself some pretty decent abilities, probably. I just try to be like support role in some way, just try to stay away a little bit. Honestly, the best bet would just be to like sit alongside Gon when he's just waiting for Pito to heal Komugi, because that's like the least dangerous situation going on. So yeah, I'd probably go with that. I'm still sitting there. But this time I have something to protect myself, maybe. Do you have any hope for One Punch Man Season 3 Quire 2? I wish I did, but I don't. It might be better, but like, I don't expect it to be good. I don't want to expect it to be good and be failed again. Now that I was expecting it to be good with the trailers we were getting and whatnot, but like, it was even worse than I thought it would be. Yo, congratulations on 5 years. Thank you, Rudra Singh. I'm sorry for the name mispronunciation. With 250 years of prep time, the Quark singularity theory goes crazy. There ends up being a 5-year-old who can warp reality or something. Yeah, especially factoring that in. Although they would probably self destruct in the 250 years. But yeah. Bro, I'm at least gonna try to jump some fodder with Killua, no Royal Guards or Meruem. Yeah. That is your only option. What if Predaking was in One Punch Man? That could be interesting. He's very prideful. Like, people would assume he's a monster. And then he would be like, that's an insult to my pride to consider me a mere monster and whatnot. And then he might retaliate with collateral damage. And if he does, he's probably going to be cooked because, like, eventually he'll get taken down by the heroes. But, like, if he's reasonable enough, maybe he could end up as a hero. Like, maybe. He'd be somebody like Watchdog Man who just has a territory and he just protects that territory. Something like that, I don't know. You would be that one guy talking to Deep Seeking. Like in One Punch Man as a C-class hero, maybe. I would try to avoid that as much as possible, but like, maybe. If I'm in the calling games, then I hope I'll get a Heavenly Restriction or Good Curse Technique, then only go after Cursed Spirits. Yeah. There's a lot of luck involved, though. And you'd have to actively avoid the other players, too. Black S versus the entire GGK verse. Depends on how you scale them. Like, mega highballing, they might be able to do some things. Like, with highballed stats, like really highballed, you can make an argument that maybe like Yuki's Black Hole with Fire Arrow spam, with Hollow Purple spam, with Domain spam, all these people working together, Prime Yuji, Dabura, they might be able to do it, maybe. But only if you take the highballs. I have to leave, another stream started. That's fine, no worries. This stream's probably gonna end soon anyways. We've been here for nearly 3 hours, actually. Do you think that if Meruem were alive, he could have been one of the strongest monsters in the Dark Continent or become one? Definitely, 100%. Meruem was such a prodigy. Like, he was literally, like, what, 40 days old? Like, it was absolutely insane. Do you think... Yeah, that one I just answered. If I'm in the calling games, I'd rather get Boogie Woogie as my technique. So you can run away, I assume. Not gonna lie, I'm picking calling games and I'm going to drag you into the games for suggesting the idea. Dang. When you finish What a Boys Turn Good Season 2, are you going to do another power scaling stream? Maybe, but I do want there to be a lot of discussion that's, like, not influenced by me as much, but I might. Why do you think there are some monsters that Saitama kills immediately and some he spares, tries to make them better? It just depends on how he sees them, I assume. Like, he saw Neon and Rover as just animals, but then, like, when Orochi comes up, he's like, oh, no matter how you look at it, this time it's a monster. I'm gonna have to give you a normal beating. So, like, he doesn't really spare monsters. Not really. Like, most of the time he just kills them. Black Ass he thinks is like some kind of weird monkey, so like that's literally what he says, by the way. Like he's just thinking like some weird monkey. So yeah. He just thinks it's an animal too. Who do you think would be the worst monster to meet? Face Ripper. A homeless emperor, Royal Ripper. Like, I'm not a kid anymore. Royal Ripper probably isn't gonna torture me that much. Same with Homeless Emperor. Like, I'll suffer, but I won't suffer for that long. Same with a lot of other monsters. They'll just one-shot me. Face Ripper literally rips your face off. Like, what am I supposed to do, man? Golden S versus Goketsu. See, this is unpopular, but I actually side with Goketsu. I think he has more concrete scaling. Like, as weird as that might sound, like, if you've seen a lot of my videos on Goketsu, like, you might know why. Like, weirdly enough, Golden S I think is the one that's more vague. Homelander versus Boros on his home planet? Post Saitama fight. You mean like the one that's like shriveled up? Like that Boros that's dying? Maybe Homelander just kind of stands there while Boros dies, I guess. I just wish Goketsu lived. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. Which boss from Ore Spawn is your favorite? Can't be the three strongest though. Okay, so no king, no queen, no Mobzilla. It would have been Mobzilla if you had allowed that. Without that, I like the Cephadrome and Nightmare a lot. Leonopteryx is also goated. The Hammerhead is fun. Emperor Scorpion is a classic. You can't go wrong with that. Nastysaurus has a strange appeal, honestly. Trying to think which other, like, there are so many bosses in Ore Spawn. Like, even the T-Rexes have their own health bars and Allosauruses and whatnot. What's yours actually? But yeah, those would be like my main ones probably. Jumpy Bug, Caterpillar, but those are like a step down. Hercules Beetle. Do you think Saitama can take on Superman? It entirely depends which version of Superman. There are some he beats, there are some he loses to, I think. The Royal Guards in Meruem versus the Cullen games would actually be interesting. Yeah, it depends very much on how you scale the verses. It could be very interesting, though. Could be fun. Mine would probably be the Hammerhead. Yeah, Hammerhead is goated. Hammerhead is good. I'm gonna be going now. Okay, see you, Jugzilla. See you around sometime later. Have a good other stream. What curse technique would you use if you were in One Punch Man? Curse technique, but in One Punch Man. See, I would want Limitless and Infinity, because then I feel the safest that way, like, due to the way they work. Like, if you are under the interpretation that, like, speed blitzing it wouldn't just immediately bypass it. That would make me feel the safest. The curse technique where, like, whatever the person finds funny becomes reality. I feel like I would accidentally destroy the world if there's no limit on that. Like, I would actually, like, accidentally think of something that, like, an intrusive thought comes into play and then the world just ends. So, yeah, Takaba's technique over infinite. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right now. Um, 10 Shadows. If I could somehow tame Maharaga, it would be cool. But like, how do I tame Maharaga? um, what others? Cleave and Dismantle would be pretty cool, especially if you go with the anime logic that they just, slashes in anime just cut things that they should logically not cut. Either that or the gigantic nightmare. Yeah, the nightmare is cool. I like the nightmare a lot. Boogie Woogie would be interesting for support. Um, Idle Transfiguration. Yeah, Idle Transfiguration's a good one. Especially because a lot of them wouldn't be able to hurt my soul. Like, that might be it. That might be Idle Transfiguration might be it. Do you intend on making Jogo scaling vids in the future? Do you mean like a video on Jogo or oh JoJo's? Probably not, because I don't think I know enough about it. I do like JoJo's though. I like JoJo. Would you rather be in SCP-001 when day breaks universe or the Iron Lung universe? Can I just commit suicide before either one happens? Is that an option? Because they both suck. They both really suck. Stephen the Great, by the way, goodbye. Hope you have a good day or night. Though he isn't dying, he just has no energy and no limbs. Are we sure that then Homelander would live more? Okay, if Boros isn't like actively dying but is still shriveled up, I think he beats Homelander. But yeah. I'm a bit iffy on the if Cephadrums count, because they do have a bar but they don't attack you. They are insanely useful though, especially since you can fly on them without aiming. Yeah. Yeah, Cephadrums are goated, of course. I do think they count as bosses. Like, I'm pretty sure you have to kill one for parts of Big Bertha, no? Or do you not have to kill one? I don't remember right now. If you do, I would count it as a boss. If you don't, I wouldn't. But yeah, the Cephadrum, I like Cephadrums a lot. Do you think he can beat all of Low Dragon's level? Ooh. Meruem. What threat level do you think Meruem would be in One Punch Man? Okay. See, if you give him time to adjust, if you put him in One Punch Man and you give him time to realize that he's not the top dog and he needs to grow stronger, I think there is absolutely ludicrous potential there, right? Like, he is absolutely going to be overpowered by the end, but like in months. Maybe less than months, because he is ridiculously smart and has ridiculously high potential. And he hasn't even developed his Nen technique yet. Like, he hasn't even developed a Hatsu. So, yeah, it's just like, if you give him time to adjust, he is easily dragon level, above dragon level, perhaps. As he is, though, he's probably a demon. The cloning guy would be hella useful in everyday life. He could be more productive. Which one is the cloning guy? I don't remember a cloning ability in JJK. No, they just drop rubies and uranium, titanium nuggets. Okay, then you might not count them as a boss. Yeah, I can see the logic then. What dragon would you want to train in the How to Train Your Dragon universe? Dude, give me a change wing. I like change wings a lot, and they have solid utility. Like, it would be hard to tame one, but like, if I could somehow tame one and then like afterwards, like, you know how a lot of the riders have like suits tailored to be um like their dragons and to combo well with them. Imagine if I could like make a suit out of the scales that the changeling sheds, and then they could also camouflage with a change wing as long as I'm on top of them. Imagine how cool that would be. Like a camouflaging spy type of character that can shoot acid. That would be goated. That is headcanon though, for my part, if that kind of suit would be possible. Changelings aside, obviously a Night Fury, of course. I also like Monstrous Nightmares a lot. If I could, I would like a Red Death, if that was possible, but it would probably crush me on accident while like sleeping and rolling over. Like I'd have to be super careful. So yeah. A Screaming Death would be goaded, but I'm not aiming that one. Like never. I just couldn't do it physically. Do you think the Disaster Curses plus Kenjaku could defeat the Monster Association? Nah, I don't think so. Even with the high ends of their scaling, I don't think they could. Terrible Terror or Scaldron? Yeah, I love Scaldrons, man. I love Scaldrons. Terrible Terrors are the little ones, though, so like, there's utility to be found in that, but I couldn't ride one, so yeah. I dare you to fight Fear Ugly. No, thank you. I am dying in the most brutal of ways. If I did that. But I think. Okay, let's actually check the question that I didn't check before. Choco Chungus question. Webcomic spoilers for One Punch Man. So if you don't want that, I would suggest clicking off now. And we're gonna end the stream after this question. So the question is webcomic spoilers. When Drive Knight punches Saitama's side in the recent chapter, zoom in on the impact on the panel where Drive Knight is punching Saitama's head. You can see dots on Saitama's skin after the punch. Do you think this could mean something, especially since Drive Knight says I'll be destroyed, but you won't get away unscathed? This is after Kuseno gets Saitama's biological data. It's possible he got injected or something, or is that just a detail in the art, but I'm not sure. We've seen Saitama have like scuffs and little bruises in the past. I'd have to check the exact chapter of the webcomic. Let's see. It should also be noted that Drive Knight put an entire hole in Saitama's outfit, which is defeated, so not even the Morris kick to the moon did that. See, that one is, I don't think is valid because we just know that, like a random monster just pierced Saitama's, like, cape in the Monster Association arc. And, like, various random monsters have damaged his outfit before. So the outfit thing isn't really valid, I think. I'm going to check the chapter real quick. To see what you're talking about. Okay, he does that, and then you zoom in. I don't see any mark on Saitama's face. Like, I don't see any mark at all, actually, on his face. Yeah, I don't see anything on Saitama's face. So yeah, I don't know what exactly that was talking about then. Let's go. Yeah, could you like you're still here, so could you elaborate a little bit on that? Because I don't see any mark on Saitama's forehead. Hope see you guys in Satori. Goodbye, I love your content. Listen to your entire Woodboard and good series at work. Yeah, that's good to hear. Happy to help. Have a good day. See ya. Yeah, see everybody who left. It's on his side. Okay, let's check his side. If Garo doesn't become cosmic and what if Boros turn good, I'm giving it to Mahito and Pure Ugly. That is some next level hatred. Okay, on his side. I think I see the three little dots, but it's like it's on the very edges of like the outfit that's been torn. I think it might just be art. Like I don't know if that's supposed to be that would be some insane foreshadowing. But it would require him to have breached Saitama's skin. So I don't know what to make of it yet. If it does turn out to be something though, you caught something like ridiculous foreshadowing. Like that would be some insane. That would be goaded. Would Boros armor melt to Fear Ugly's acid? And if One Punch Man characters punched a boxing machine with infinity count, what are the top 5 highest scores on it? Okay, the first one we don't know, but we know certain metals, like gold, we do blatantly see they're immune to the acid, like to the corrosive aspect of acid. So we don't. If Boros armor is like that, then it wouldn't melt it. But if it isn't, then it might. It is some sort of space metal, though, so you have to keep that in mind. Like, it's probably extremely durable. It didn't even completely break when Saitama punched it. Because, like, it was still on. Like, Boros shattered it himself after. So, yeah. And then top 5 strongest punches in One Punch Man, basically. Number 1 has to be Saitama. Like, excluding characters we haven't seen fighting at all, so, like, God. So, number 1's gonna be Saitama. Number 2 is gonna be Cosmic Garo, at his peak. Number 3, it's between Void, Blast, and Boros, but the thing with Void is we've never seen him, like, punching, like, in the canon versions now. In the redraws we did, but, like, they've been redrawn, you know? So, we've never actually seen Void punching anything. Blast does punch. If we give him, like, Gravity Knuckle and we say he did damage Garo at least a little bit, then he might be third, or it might be Boros. Like, those are 3 and 4, Blast and Boros. Number 5, that one depends. Because, like, the next tier down after those two would be, like, Tatsumaki. But it's like she doesn't really punch, right? Like, I wouldn't. And then Sairochi also doesn't really punch. Like, the next strongest punch might be, like, Orochi, even. Because, like, there's a lot of characters that don't really punch. Like, Evil Ocean Water doesn't punch. Sage Centipede technically punches, but he sucks. So yeah, maybe it might be Orochi. It looks like it could be part of the art, but I think it's interesting how it's not connected to the suit, just to skin. Yeah. It could be something. It could be. I'm not denying it. Like, if it is something, that would be absolutely insane foreshadowing. Like, that would actually be goaded. What do you think of JJK Module? I love it. The thing is, I liked it more before the most recent chapters, though, I feel. The most recent chapters kind of gave me a little bit of pause, like with Dabura just saying, oh, Earth sorcery is quite advanced, and then he just adapts or learns. I don't know, it feels a little bit cheap. Just a little. But, like, in terms of the character work for Maru, for Tsurugi, for Yuka, like, I love that so much. And Maharaga's goated, and I like Dabura's backstory a lot as well. Like, I like JJK Modulo a lot. It's very good. What do you think of the new Record of Ragnarok chapters? I actually haven't read the very newest ones yet. I did finish Loki versus Simo though. Simo. I don't know how to pronounce that actually. Versus the White Death. That's a better way to put it. Okay, Void is like chopsticks level. Okay, not that hard. Yeah. But yeah. Actually, we've been going for exactly 3 hours. It's 5 seconds to 3 hours now, so I think this is a good point to end the stream. Exactly 3 hours right now. So yeah, I think that this is a good point to end the stream. We've been here for 3 hours. We've answered a lot of questions, so I think it's time to go. So yeah, thank you for being on. Thank you for the 5 years on the channel. Hopefully we can have 5 more and more after that. And yeah, I am a little bit tired, so I'll be going for now. So yeah. Thank you everyone for coming on. And with nothing else to say, I wish you a great rest of your day. Goodbye.